Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Now, Monty Williams, Rajon Rondo compared to Chris Paul by Monty Williams makes intentional meme reference. With their 113-10 loss to the Los Angeles Clippers on Thursday, the Phoenix Suns saw their 7-game winning streak. Hold on. First off, rest in peace to my cousin, my little cousin, Chris Hill. He passed on. Rest in paradise, of course, to DMX, as always. Now, with their 113-103 loss to the Los Angeles Clippers on Thursday, the Phoenix Suns saw their 7-game winning streak snapped in a clash of two of the best teams in the Western Conference. After the game, Suns coach Monty Williams. What's up, Chris? In a clash of two of the best teams in the Western Conference, after the game, Sun coach Monty Williams praised his team's efforts despite playing on the second night of a back-to-back. He also praised the Clippers' recently acquired guard Rajon Rondo for being a difference maker. According to Fox Sports' Melissa Rowland, Williams even compared Rondo to Paul. Monty Williams on Rajon Rondo. He's a lot like Chris Paul in that way. Wherever he goes, he makes the team better. While Rondo and Paul share similarities with their style of play, Williams' comparison may have unintentionally referenced the video that went viral last year. Last year of a fan deliberately mistaking Rondo for Paul while inside a local weak sneaker shop, something which the two-time champion didn't appreciate. Aside from the hilarious trolling, Rondo and Paul also have an extensive beef history, including an on-court altercation in 2018 when Rondo was with the Los Angeles Lakers and CP3 was with the Houston Rockets. Rondo was one of 3 Clippers who finished in double figures against the Suns alongside All-Stars Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Rondo ended up with 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 9 assists in 19 minutes off the bench. CP3, meanwhile, recorded 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 dimes for the Suns, who were coming off of a thrilling overtime win over the Utah Jazz. While Williams' remark was definitely intended as a compliment to the 4-time All-Star, his comparison of Rajon Rondo to Chris Paul might not be something that the former will fully appreciate, given that meme moment from last year and their acrimonious history together. What up, Steve Alexander? Now, Monty Williams compared, let's see, Chris said, what up, HD? My Lakers putting in work. I agree, we deep. And I ain't scared of no West team in the playoffs, just Philly for the finals. You guys should be scared. The Clippers are looking better. The Denver Nuggets are looking even better with Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon defends LeBron very well every time they play against each other. The Phoenix Suns, y'all might have a little trouble, but y'all probably could get past them because experience, and then Chris Paul could probably get hurt. Who else? I'm not counting the Nets game, dog. Kyrie got thrown out, and then Kevin Durant was on minute restrictions. That don't count to me, but your team looked impressive. I've been saying all year that the Lakers have a good team, that LeBron has enough help. So I don't get why everybody now all of a sudden wants to hop on the bandwagon when everybody was saying, oh, well, they don't have a good team. They're going to go 0-10 or something without LeBron. And I'm like, no, this team's a veteran team. This is a good team. So fans are stupid. Like I was saying, I believe you guys are better than the bottom half. I'll give you that. You guys should win the bottom half, but the top, the Jazz, Rudy Gobert to me is going to give you problems. The Suns, I think you could beat them. CP3 doesn't stay healthy for a whole season. The Clippers, they're tough with Rondo. And then they got DeMarcus Cousins. They're going to give you guys trouble. And the Nuggets with Aaron Gordon, like I was saying, Aaron Gordon defends LeBron very good. Thank you, Smashball, man, for that. My family would appreciate it. He passed away a little while ago, I think a week or two ago. But I meant to do something to give him a shout out. Thank you for stopping by. Salute, Steve Alexander. Man, you always catch my lives. I really appreciate it, man. You be in here all the time. I really appreciate it a lot. Now, Monty Williams was comparing Rajon Rondo to Chris Paul. And not, he wasn't comparing them per style or how they play, because to me, I believe Rajon Rondo is the better floor general. Chris Paul's the better player. He was just comparing their impact. Every team they get on, they make the team better. And that is true. Like I was telling this one guy when he was dissing Rajon Rondo, I told him, dude, Rajon Rondo, everywhere he goes, he makes his team better. Now, the Dallas, I don't count Dallas because Rick Carlisle's an idiot. I've never been a fan of Rick Carlisle. A lot of players do not like Rick Carlisle. They don't. Rick Carlisle is probably one of the most overrated coaches in history. I don't like him. I feel he has an ego. I believe he took that team. He took that team that Avery Johnson had, and he won a championship with them. He got a chance where Avery didn't get that many chances. And in those games, Dirk was choking a lot. Everyone forgets that he was choking. So now, Rajon Rondo, to me, ever since I seen him in Boston, Rajon has been a difference maker. He's a floor general and he's a leader, and he's what the Clippers needed. The Clippers really needed somebody who could step in and basically tell everybody, look, this is how stuff needs to go. You know, and he's a guy who demands respect in the locker room, demands people pay attention. And he's a guy who is really going to be missed by he's really going to be missed by the Lakers, because the Lakers, what I try to tell people, the Lakers are very the thing that's going to hurt the Lakers to me is when the playoffs start, because I do not trust Dennis Schroeder. Now, they showed they don't really need Dennis Schroeder, which is understandable. You know, I understand that they probably don't need Dennis Schroeder, you know, because it showed last night Dennis Schroeder was not needed and the Lakers still rolled the Nets, but I'm not counting that game. The Nets, of course, Kevin Durant was under minute restrictions. Kyrie lost his cool, and now Kyrie's sitting out a game or something for personal reasons. So it's like, I don't count that. But Rajon Rondo, the thing that makes him great is he has the ability to play with everybody. What's up, love and success? And Rajon Rondo is a guy who gets a bad rap. He's a guy who everyone wants to say he has a hot head. He doesn't pay attention. He'll go off the rails sometimes. I mean, but he's a guy who rubs you the right way. Outside of Dallas was just a bunch of pricks over there, and Rick Carlisle was an a-hole. He has really made every team he's gone to better. If you watch the Chicago Bulls that year with Jimmy Butler, when Rajon Rondo played in the first two games, that series in the first round, they won those first two games. When he got hurt, they lost because they didn't have that extra guy in there who could slow the pace down. Then he went to the Lakers. Last year when he got hurt, the Lakers were playing very terrible. They were playing up and down too much. They weren't themselves. Now, when they sat out those 4 months, that gave Rondo time to heal from his injury, and that benefited them. In the NBA championship, which they call it the bubble chip, LeBron James didn't do anything. His best games were the games that they lost. It was, I believe, Game 3 and Game 5. Game 3 and Game 5 were his best games he played all series, and he choked those games. 1, 2, 4, and 6, Anthony Davis and Rajon Rondo single-handedly made that Lakers team unstoppable because they were able to close. Then they were able to lead their teams. They were able to get in the open court. When LeBronies went to the bench, Rajon Rondo had the ability to change the course of the game. He was able to change the pace of the game. He ran those guys. KCP was making baskets we never seen before. Like last night, he was hitting all these shots because he got a rhythm. When you give KCP a rhythm, KCP can go. If you give like the Dwight Howard and them came in, they were bodying them up. They were too small, you know what I'm saying? And they were way too small, but they had the ability to get up, and they still were trying to fight. Miami just didn't have all their pieces. People got hurt. So, but to me, Rondo and Anthony Davis should have won co-MVP. And my brother, Cool Beans, a.k.a. Germ, he agreed, and he's a LeBron fan. He's a big LeBron fan, and he agreed. AD and Rondo should have won MVP, and he even said it. He watched the games just like I did. So there's no hate. Don't come on here saying I'm hating LeBron. I'm not hating on him. My brother is a huge LeBron fan, and he even said it. He said it himself. He was like, oh, man, yeah, man, it was they should have had co-MVP because he was like Anthony Davis was balling out. What up, big bro P? So Chris Paul, here's the thing. Chris Paul is a great player. The problem with Chris Paul has been staying healthy. Basically, Monty Williams is kind of right. They are the same. They both get hurt when you least expect it. They both what's up, Clem? Big bro Pico, what up? What up, Clem? Yeah, you're right. He took over that Celtics team. So the thing is, they're both the same player. They both get hurt when you most need them. They get hurt. They both, everywhere they go, they make the team better. The team is a championship team. Look what he did in Oklahoma City. He turned them around. But it wasn't just him. What's up, Joe Cool? They also had Dennis Schroeder coming off the bench. Dennis Schroeder is a better six-man to me. If Dennis Schroeder would sacrifice and play on the bench, the Lakers would be even more dangerous because you'll have him and Montrez coming off of the bench, and they'll be destroying. What up, T. Hubbard? So that's what I'm saying. These guys are very similar in their styles. They also talk trash. They're also head cases at times. The thing about Chris Paul is that I give Rondo, exactly, Andre Bailey. I was about to say it. You took the words right out my mouth. Rondo is a lot more clutcher than Chris Paul. And not only that, he's a better floor general. Rajon Rondo is a better floor general and a better defender than Chris Paul. Chris Paul is a better player as far as a superstar talent. He is that. He is a guy who can go off for a game scoring or doing what he has to do to win the game. So to me, they're the same in that aspect, but I would go with Rondo if I had to. Now it depends on what you want. If you want to build your team to win, like you need a superstar to step in and you ain't got nobody, Chris Paul is your guy. But if you got a team built already and you just need that guy to come in for leadership and being a floor general, it's Rajon Rondo. Rondo proved to you guys what he did last year in the bubble, and he proved to you for that little bit of time he played for the Clippers against the Suns when Pat Beverly went down with an injury, which is nothing new. Got kicked out the game, which is nothing new. He took that game over, put his imprints on it. Then they just beat the Rockets. He showed in that game how valuable he is. So now that you invite them, in, you invite Rajon in your locker room. He is very good with the young players. That's one thing I give Rondo over Chris Paul. Rajon Rondo is better at handling personalities of the young players than Chris Paul. Chris Paul has more of a demanding attitude, like you better do this or do that. That's why a lot of guys flame out when they're with Chris Paul. I've never really seen anybody flame out with Rajon Rondo. People will go through a wall for Rajon. There's a lot of guys today who still say they love Rondo. They love Rondo a lot in Boston, especially because of what he did with that Big Three team. And Rajon Rondo was the key piece for them to win a lot of games. He doesn't get a lot of credit for that success of the Big Three. What up, Nerdy Blue? He doesn't get that success. He doesn't get that credit for the success that the Big Three had in Boston. And I don't know why he doesn't get this respect. What's up, Ray? Yeah, Rondo is a better floor general. The better player is Chris Paul. But Rajon Rondo is a better floor general. He's a better point guard. You will win a championship with Rajon Rondo. Just like Andre Bailey said, CP3 rubs players the wrong way. Everywhere he's gone, guys want to beat him up. Everywhere Rondo has gone, guys have respected him and wanted to play with him again. So to me, it's up to how you look at it. You know, there's the link. You guys can hop in and give your 2 cents, man. I was just thinking about it. I saw it the other day that Monty Williams said it. I think he said it today or yesterday. He was talking about that Rondo and Chris Paul are the same. They make everybody better where they go, which is the truth. But CP3 is needed for that Suns team because Devin Booker to me soft. Devin Booker real soft. To me, they're trying to make him Kobe, and he's not Kobe. They want him to be Kobe Bryant so bad, but he's not on that level. But Rajon Rondo is a great floor general. To me, he is a future Hall of Famer. He should be in the Hall of Fame right now. To me, he's able to play both sides of the ball at a high level. And when the playoffs come, he goes to a next level. CP3 is a guy who is great. Let's just say CP3 is great. CP3 is a beast. But the problem with CP3 is a lot of times when the playoffs, he flames out and his teams want to strangle him. So that's why CP3 really doesn't last long everywhere he goes. Now, CP3 to me, if Kobe Bryant could have got him in LA that year, they would have been gravy. CP3 would fit with a Kobe Bryant, and that would have helped them get over the top if they would have let that trade go through. CP3's whole career, he probably would have been a Laker still right about now, and he probably would have retired a Laker. But because of David Stern and the league wanting to move on from Kobe and them owning the New Orleans Hornets, they basically sent CP3 to the Clippers because they did not want to help Kobe. And the deal was done. If the Clippers would have gotten what the Lakers were, if the Hornets would have gotten what the Lakers were offering for CP3, they would have been way better than they are now. They had a squad, and I'm gonna tell you guys. The deal. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. Dude, if they would have made such and such there, if they would have made King of the League, what's up? Hello? You don't want to say nothing, so we'll stick to me. If they would have made that trade, if CP3, if they would have had that trade, Chris Paul would have been in LA. The Nets would have had the Hornets would have had Lamar Odom, Louis Scola, Kevin Martin, Goran Dragic, and 2012 first round pick from the Rockets. The Rockets would have got Pau Gasol, and the Lakers would have got Chris Paul. That would have changed Chris Paul's whole thing. Chris Paul would have been changed. His whole career would have changed. He would have been able to do what he had to do, which is he would have been able to probably win a ring by that point. Because that was a very intricate trade, and I think that hurt Chris Paul's career. Chris Paul's career would have been a whole lot better. It would have been a whole lot better. It would have been a whole lot better. It would have been a better career for him. He would have learned how to win playing with Kobe. Kobe would have showed him. He would have showed Chris Paul how to win the game. Now, Chris Paul knew how to control the game because he's a point guard. So he knows how to control the pace of the game. He knows how to get guys the easy bucket, get them the ball in certain spots, and they're able to score. So he's great at that. Very good at that. But the problem here is that by the NBA blocking that trade, the Hornets to me got worse. The Hornets never got better. And then they became the Pelicans, and they finally got better because they traded AD to get the whole house. So the Pelicans are going to be good. I just believe they got the wrong coach now. But I think Chris Paul, we got to ask ourselves that question. If Chris Paul would have gone to the Lakers with Kobe, would he have been better? Would he have been a better player? Would he have been a better leader? Would he have been able to get those guys not only over the top, would he have been the guy to have his career changed? Chris, man, Deshaun Watson is nothing but a civil suit. They're asking for money. It's not a criminal suit. So he's not going to jail, Chris. He didn't do nothing. All of them are saying is that he was advancing, like he basically asked them for a happy ending. They said no, so he said, I apologize that I made you feel uncomfortable. Their doctor, listen, the Houston Texans is doing this, Chris, because they don't want Deshaun Watson to leave. They paid him all this money. They felt like we got you the black coach in David Culley. Now that we got you the black coach, you should waggle with your tail between your legs to come back. Deshaun Watson wanted Eric Bieniemy. That's the reason why he wants to leave, because they promised him that they would sit down and talk to him and that they would get Eric Bieniemy and they would get another GM. He didn't care about the GM. He just wanted Eric Bieniemy as the head coach because him and Patrick Mahomes are like this. Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes are buddies. They're buddies. They talk a lot. They talk. So think about it, Chris. This isn't a criminal case. It's a civil suit. See, the Kobe Bryant thing that was a criminal case because she said that he raped her. It's a difference. These are allegations. She was saying that he raped her, but when they went to court, the criminal case got thrown out because the prosecution proved her statements and all of what she was saying was incoherent and basically incorrect. So then she went back because the judge dismissed the case. They went back and they tried Kobe under a civil suit to get some money. So Kobe and them paid the money and moved on from it. She took the money. They were done with it after that. That's what happened. This Deshaun Watson thing is nothing but a signal. Because Chris, he's black. He's a black man. And plus, it's public opinion, Chris. They don't want their name to be tarnished. Right now, the Houston Texans are tarnishing Deshaun Watson's name. They want to destroy his name so wherever he goes, nobody will buy his jerseys, nobody will support him. Because perception carries bigger weight in the world today than reality. That's why Nike and Beats dropped him. Right. He's a black man in the NFL. Nike and Beats are going to drop him because he's black. And then these are allegations. So it's public opinion, Chris. That's all it is. Exactly, bro. They just trying to keep him down. They dropped him, Chris. Right now, the Broncos and Niners want him right now. So what's going to happen is this. They're going to get rid of these civil suits, pay their little money. Once they pay their money for it, he's going to be traded. He's going to be damaged because the Texans have done their job. They've done like every white man has done for decades and millennia in this country to make the black man look bad. Once they make the black man look bad, they done did their job. That's what they do. They always want to do that. Oh yeah, karma's already affecting them, Felton. People are watching what you're doing. A football player came out. Hold on, let me pull it up. A football player for the Indianapolis Colts came out, and I'm gonna read it to you guys. Yeah, it's a setup, Terrell. Look at the timeline. Why would these allegations come out now when he's demanding a trade from the Texans? Come on, dog. If you can't put 2 to 2 together, you stuck in the matrix still. You on the red pill. I mean, blue pill, I believe. Yeah, you on the blue pill. Exactly. The Falcons cut him. Yep, players talk too. Yep, Pico. They cut Michael Vick, but he still got $100 million from Philly. Exactly. Oh yeah, players do talk. Yeah, they're trying to void his contract, Chris, but he did nothing wrong. They can't void his contract. This isn't a criminal case. If this was a criminal case, then they would have grounds to void his contract. Why do you think all these women don't want their identity to be known? It's the same thing with Kobe Bryant. The white girl knew she was lying, so she don't want her identity found, so people will blast her in the papers and in the news for lying. You got to understand, this is a different world we live in, Chris. This is the internet age. If you're smeared all over the internet, you're no good to nobody. Everybody throws you to the side now. But I'm gonna find that article. I'm finna find it. It's a football player who came out and said something. Okay, here it is. I found it. Darius Leonard compares coverage of Deshaun Watson and Chad Wheeler. One specific narrative has emerged in the wake of the 20 lawsuits and counting that have been filed against Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. That narrative acquired from legitimacy when Colts linebacker. This is the Colts linebacker. This is one of the best, if not the best, middle linebacker in the game today, Darius Leonard. Recently supported it on social media. The argument goes like this. Media outlets are aggressively covering the allegations against Watson while ignoring the serious domestic violence allegations against former Seahawks offensive lineman Chad Wheeler. It's crazy that people bash Watson with no evidence, but nobody want to say anything about Chad Wheeler, who tried to kill his girlfriend. Leonard said, I'm just saying now, D. Watt got killed with no proof, but this guy who tried to put his girlfriend underground at ESPN or any other outlets was quiet. So that's what it is. Bottom line, whoever teams get him, they will win from the jump. Of course, Andre. Why do you think the Texans are mad? Why do you think the Texans are mad? They're mad because they know that Deshaun Watson is a generational talent. They're mad because they paid him the money. They didn't do what he asked to do. So he said, trade me. And they're pissed off because they felt like they got rid of the problem. And because because he didn't get Eric Bieniemy, they're upset because they didn't want Eric Bieniemy. They went after Cully. They don't want Eric Bieniemy in there. And the reason they don't want Eric Bieniemy in there is because he's a dark-skinned brother. He's black. He's darker than the tires on your car. They went after the mulatto, which is David Culley. David Culley's not even black. David Culley's a mulatto. He's a light-skinned nigga. So because he's light-skinned, they want him on the team. See, white people are more comfortable around light-skinned brothers than dark-skinned brothers. The only way to have a dark-skinned brother in there is if he's licking their boots or if he's feminine or he is of homosexual preferences. That's when they'll feel comfortable. And people who talk about black and white is not an issue. Black and white is an issue until the day we all go to glory. It's going to be that way. Right. If they're a lap dog, Andre, instead of an alpha dog, it's a problem. It's a real big problem. And this is why I tell people, you got to read between the lines. You can't go off of what the media is saying. Media, this is what the media stands for. I know you guys seen this before. This is what media stands for. All right. Multi-ethnical destruction in America. That is media. They are doing their jobs. You can look this up. This is a real acronym. This is I was in the National Black Association of Journalists. This stuff is real. I mean, the National Association of Black Journalists. My apologies. The NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists. Multi-ethnical destruction in America. That is the media's goal. They don't want blacks. Why do you think they're talking about the Asians? They're talking about the Asians to keep your eyes off of the George Floyd case with Chauvin. Well, the Chauvin case, the Chauvin murder case. That's what it ought to be called. They're keeping your eyes off of that. They're keeping your eyes off of the other police who have been doing blacks harm. They don't want you to look at what's going on. America is nothing but misdirection. You know how you play football, you get faked out by the quarterback or whoever going this way, and he comes back around, throws the play. That is misdirection. They are trying their best to misdirect the public, misdirect the people, misdirect you as Americans. They don't want you to be smart and learn. They want you to stay in the dark. They want you to stay stupid. They want you to think every black man or black woman is bad. That's what it is. We are living in this world. We have got to stop thinking that this isn't the world that we're not living in. What's up, AB?
What's going on, fam?
Nothing, man. I was talking about Chris Paul. Now I done went into a rant.
It happens.
Yeah, I was talking about Chris Paul, and Monty Williams came out and basically compared Chris Paul to Rajon Rondo, because everywhere they've gone, they made team better. They made a team better, but I felt like Rajon Rondo was always the better floor general, and Chris Paul was the better player, but Rondo knew how to lead your team better.
Exactly. That's what we was talking about. Yep. Rondo's more clutch than Chris Paul.
Yeah. What's up, Joe Cool?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Chilling.
None. I was talking about Chris Paul and CP3. Then I went on a rant talking about the Deshaun Watson thing. Because I'm trying to tell Chris to stop paying attention to these news people, man. It's for one, it's an allegation in a civil suit. This isn't a criminal case. So the worst he has to do is pay a fine. That's it.
Yeah.
but see, people in America are so damn dumb because it's a black guy. They like he's a predator, he's an animal or something. And this shows you that this is what I talk about every day on my channel, is that these people are very racist.
Of course.
And people don't understand that.
Look at Roethlisberger, man. He's still playing.
Oh, Ravenberger?
Yep.
Oh, Ravenberger?
Right.
that joker there, man.
Well, Felton, you gotta understand, Skip and Stephen A, they are the puppets of where they work at. That's what they are.
They're working for a multi-million-dollar company. They go, hey, nigga, right. This what you gonna say.
Right. Skip Bayless doesn't understand. He's one of those white guys who try to understand your blackness, tries to understand the prejudice against you, but they're blind to their white privilege, and they're blind to the fact that there's always going to be racism and that there's always going to be prejudice. That's his problem. He's very naive because he was believing that Michael Rappaport crap with Kevin Durant. And Durant did nothing wrong. Durant put the white boy in his place like he was supposed to.
Yeah, and then old boy, he go advertise in front of everybody, trying to make him look innocent.
Yeah, he gonna leak the messages. That's like if me and Nick got into it.
Yeah,
we got into it in our messages. I'm not finna put that out there so that comes back and mess up Nick's pockets or what he got going on in his life. Because somebody that know Nick may see that and be like, "Oh well, we can't really do this deal with you now because you were saying all this in the DM. Only God knows what you know what I'm saying? That puts an idea in your head. And that's what pissed me off about that situation. But the topic is Monty Williams, before I went left, because Chris said something about the Deshaun thing, and it just made me mad because I'm just people talking about he got dropped by Nike and stuff. I'm like, dude, they do that because he's black, and it's bad publicity.
But you know what, though, Ace? I wasn't kind of going left. It's just you stating the facts. You had to let them know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, you had to let them know. Like, say, man,
we getting all the lies on television. They ain't telling us the truth on television.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the topic was Monty Williams came out after they lost 113-103 to the Phoenix Suns. I mean, not the Phoenix Suns, but to the Clippers. And he basically said that Rondo and Chris Paul are the same. Wasn't saying they were the same as far as playing styles, was just saying they're the same as far as impact. Everywhere they've gone, their team has gone to the playoffs, when before their team didn't go to the playoffs the previous year. And I remember I said this to the guy who was in the chat one time with all of us here. He was talking about Rondo ain't this, and I told him, dude, if you look at Rondo's track record, because he said something about Rondo being a Hall of Famer. I said, hell yeah. Everywhere Rondo's gone, he's like Chris Webber. They make their team better to get to the playoffs.
Yep.
So, I don't get it, but I was saying that Rondo's the better floor general to me, and Chris Paul is the better player. So, Nick, what do you think about Monty Williams comparison?
Well, as far as like you said, their impact on the basketball court, that's in a way parallel. I will say that although Chris Paul is the overall better player,
Yeah,
it's interesting that you said that you think that Rondo is the better floor general. That's overall. That's tough. That's tough.
it is. Tough. It's real tough. People don't. It's real tough. Some people who's a casual fan will say, "Oh, this is easy, CP3," but it ain't that easy because Rondo has shown in the playoffs he's a different breed.
Right.
Yeah, he turns it up.
Yeah. You can make the argument that that Rondo is the better floor general, man, because both of them have incredible court vision and high basketball IQ.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like what Chris Paul was able to do, especially in his time with the Los Angeles Clippers, I feel like how he was able to enhance the gameplay of Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
slightly the better floor general, slightly, and plus the what he was able to do with his time with the Houston Rockets. They almost they took the Golden State Warriors to a Game 7 in 2019.
Yeah.
Remember that?
If he wouldn't have got hurt, everyone's saying they would have won that Game 7.
They probably yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I would slightly go with Chris Paul as the floor general, but you can't go wrong with either one.
Okay, so Nick, basically everybody, Nick's saying he goes with CP3 slightly over Rondo, which is understandable. CP3, man, you guys got to understand, especially when he was in New Orleans, man, CP3 scared people. He's scared the living daylights out of the Spurs. He was killing Tony Parker. I've never seen anybody kill Tony Parker like that. He was destroying him in every facet of the game. The only thing that was different was, he had Manu and Tim. He had David West and Tyson Chandler. That was it. So just imagine if he could have had a Tim Duncan because I believe if Chris Paul would have played with Kobe, like I was saying, Nick, before you got on, that trade, like if he'd have played with Kobe, man, we probably would have a whole nother discussion about Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul probably would have been back-to-back, maybe a 3-peat champion.
Right.
And we probably would have been looking at it like, well, we can't compare this. Like, look what CP3 did, So, and then Rondo, for example, when he went to Chicago, he got them in the playoffs. They went up. I forgot who they played against. They were up 2-0. And Rondo got hurt, and they lost the series 4-2, I believe. And then he went to Dallas and got them on point. And I guess him and Rick Carlisle, who I'm not a fan of, they bumped heads. And then he came to the Lakers. He made the job easier for LeBron and he was working with the young guys. And, not with LeBron and them. I mean, when he he was with LeBron and them. Rondo made Ingram and their job easier. He was able to, and to me, Rondo, him and CP3 have this in common. They're very good coaching up the young players and putting their young players in the right position. Because look at Devin Booker this year with CP3. This is probably Devin Booker's best year he's played. Like as far as overall player, and Aiden's looking better because of CP3. So just imagine if we take CP3 from the Suns, would they be in second or third place? I doubt it. I don't think they'll be in the playoffs.
Yeah, but it's coming though when they go rub them the wrong way.
Yeah, CP3 does. But I mean, It's this saying, like, do you want to be in the foxhole with a guy that you get along with and drink coffee with, or you want to be in the foxhole with a guy who want to win and want to get out of there alive? I mean, you may not like his attitude or like what he does, but when y'all get together, y'all whooping ass and y'all making sure y'all taking names. So I'm just saying, you know, Mike and Scotty didn't have the best relationship, but hell,
Oh yeah, for sure.
needed to win. So
yeah, I just want to see them. I just want to see what they go doing to get in the playoffs. Yeah, that's all I want to see. I want to see
As long as that dude don't make it.
Go ahead.
As long as that bum don't make it, I'll be good. I'll be happy.
Yeah, everybody is hyped up. I had to make a video today, Joe Cool, telling people, dude, Kevin Durant, everybody blasting Kevin Durant. I'm like, dude, do y'all know Kevin Durant? This is his
second game back, bro. He's just not getting his basketball legs.
I'm like, these creators on YouTube, they are prisoners of the damn moment.
Yeah.
Because if Kyrie, when it got kicked out, they were completing a comeback.
We were going to
it was what 66-62 when they kicked Irving out. I'm like, bro,
they were down by 4.
They was coming back. They're finna whoop their head.
You know that's rigged. You know that was rigged. They rigged it right.
They start giving Brooklyn all these calls because these idiots let the game get out of hand. They let the game. I'm like, these guys do not know how to ref the damn game today. They let it get out of hand too fast. You got to keep it close.
And watch HD. That boy Shannon finna act a fool tomorrow.
Oh, I know he is.
As usual.
He gonna act the fool, but it's like, dude, you can't really take nothing from it because Kevin Durant was under minutes restriction.
Right.
Secondly,
that's all right. Their time is coming when they play if they ever get to the Clippers in the playoffs. They ain't gonna
understand something. But people have to understand. Kevin Durant is not a point guard, dog.
No, he's not.
That's what Brooklyn. I think that's ultimately one of the things that they needed in order to win that game. As far as plus LaMarcus Aldridge, his big soft ass wasn't gonna be able to guard Andre Drummond.
Nah. Yeah, Lamar good coming off the bench, bro. Let him come off the bench.
They made LaMarcus. No, LaMarcus straight. The thing they did wrong was this is why I didn't want Steve Nash as a coach. What he should have done. This is what I got pissed off at. You should have brought Kevin Durant off the bench again. This is only his second game.
He started in this game?
Yeah, they started in this game, and that was
let him come off the bench and feel it.
He's not ready yet.
No.
He's not like Andre Drummond. Drummond can come in there and start because Drummond's game is way different from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, he just boxing out and rebounding.
Right. Kevin Durant is a guy, if you would have brought him off the bench, you could have played him more down the stretch in parts of the game where it was getting out of hand, and he would have brought you back, potentially took the lead. Not only that first unit would have flowed a little better because KD's coming off of an injury, and he's only played one game.
Yeah, so that was a chemistry off.
Bad coaching point. Then you didn't play Alizé Johnson or Speedy, or I'm saying Speedy, but Nicholas Claxton. You didn't play them, but limited minutes. And it's like, dude, you play your young bulls. You got to get them accustomed to if you get to the championship and you're playing against a tough center because you might get Drummond or AD, or you might get Serge or DeMarcus in the middle. So you have to get them guys ready and you have to get them prepared. And I'm just sick and tired of all this where they get credit. Y'all give Nash all this credit when they're winning, but now y'all want to blast the players when they losing. No, I don't take the hook. Your rotations were terrible. Your adjustments were definitely terrible. You should have had Blake Griffin in there a little more than you did, but I guess still trying to get accustomed to playing again because remember he didn't play a lot in Detroit. So
that's true. So he got to get his basketball legs up under him.
Right. So
That's right.
I believe Steve Nash dropped the ball on this one, handling Kevin Durant and handling the team. And
crazy.
And that's what I wanted to see. How would you handle adversity? And to me, he's going to be like Steve Kerr and Phil Jackson. If it gets out of hand, you finna lose big. It's the truth.
Yep. And then you ain't play DeAndre Jordan. You ain't play him the past couple of games. I'm like, bro, you tripping.
I think DeAndre
he out?
I think so.
I thought Steve just done. Steve just didn't want to play him. I didn't know he was hurt.
Hold on.
Is Serge Ibaka still hurt? Is he gonna be out for a while too?
Yeah, Serge is out.
Yeah, he gonna be out for a while. Yeah. I think they just doing that as a precautionary reason. But you know.
Did anybody y'all check out
that's another thing. I want to see the Clippers healthy. I want to see everybody healthy. So I don't want to hear no excuses.
Right.
I don't want to hear no excuses.
Yeah. So what you were saying, Joe?
Oh, I was gonna say, did y'all see I missed it, but it was they did the class of '96 on NBA
Missed
TV.
it too. Missed it too. I was watching.
I ain't get a chance to see it, man. Dang.
No, I missed it.
I was preoccupied with WrestleMania, night 2 of WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, shout out to WrestleMania, baby.
Oh yeah, this night was kind of underwhelming.
I was grilling. I was grilling a Cornish hen filled with
hey man, both nights of WrestleMania was the truth, man. That's all I gotta say, man.
Yeah, it was. My sister took one home. I cooked 2 extra ones. I gave her one, and I got one. So
them Cornish hens be going down.
Oh yeah, put some rice in it and everything, stuffed it with rice, seafood in it and all that, seafood with the rice and all that.
I'm surprised you ain't sleeping on the live, HD.
I'm gonna be sleeping. I'm gonna be sleeping to the after part. I'm gonna be like this. They're gonna be like, HD, wake up! I got kicked out. HD, wake up!
Had to heat the sleep on you niggas.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to sleep on you knuckles.
Hey, I ain't mad at you, fam. I'm not mad at you, fam.
Yeah, it was good, man. You know, we had collard greens too, man.
See, man, I need to come up there to Mexico, man.
You need to, but we the only black people who cook real food.
For real.
I be on the grill. I be making
like, what you niggas doing?
Bootleg grill. I gotta keep flaming it up. I gotta keep flaming the charcoal. You know, I got the bootleg. Man. I'm looking forward to these playoffs, dog. I just want to see everybody healthy. You know what I'm saying? I gotta catch your last content when he talking about he needs no more help with LeBron. I gotta listen to it. Oh yeah, I made it. I'm pissed off because shout out to LB. That's my dog there. But LB
be cool.
That night talking about, man, LeBron ain't had his first time in Cleveland. I said, nigga, what is you talking about? Yes, he did. I watched this dude
help, bro, in
because
Cleveland, bro.
LB, I believe, was in middle school in 03. I was in high school graduating. I graduated in 03. So I watched LeBron since he was in high school. So I know what I watch. Like every year, like the year with Paul Silas, that's when LeBron was balling. And then Paul Silas just inexplicably gets fired. And I remember the press conference. LeBron was like, oh, I wasn't surprised he got fired. Me and my brother looked at each other like, the fuck he means? What? How you gonna
and the crazy part, bro, Paul Silas, a Hall of Famer. What the hell is you talking about?
Right, he fired the brother, man. Dude, they were finna make the playoffs. They were in the 6th seed. They were like 42 and something. And in the last games, they just lost. They went on a straight losing. Like right now, how it was when he was playing, they went on a straight losing streak. And they missed the playoffs by like 3-4 games or something. It was the dumbest thing I ever heard. And that's when I was like, dawg, something ain't right, dawg. How you just get rid of the brother, man? And then And then they brought Mike Brown in, who to me, I never liked it, Mike Brown. I think he's too
not from the jump.
He's really just a motivational speaker for you as far as the coach goes.
Yeah.
Motivational speaker, that's it.
Right. So he came in, their defense got a whole lot better. So their defense was good, but their offense was still kind of slacking because I noticed when he got hurt or something, he basically the team was able to run plays because they had Eric Snow. Eric Snow is so underrated as a floor general. Eric Snow was in Seattle. I remember him because his first years were in Seattle. Remember, he was on that 96 team with Gary Payton and them. He was a rookie.
Yeah.
And Eric, he wore number 5. I remember Eric Snow. And he every time like the Sonics would be winning or they had Gary Payton take off or something.
He'll come in.
Eric Snow was balling. I'm like, man, who this turtle-looking mother sucker? Just balling.
Excellent on the ball defender too.
Yeah.
Boy was good on that ball, man.
He helped out a lot.
THT was killing, but dog, we gonna see, dog. But THT balled out. I mean, you guys won, but
they balled out. But damn, but Chris got to factor in. You still got Frank Vogel's sorry ass. He's not a good coach.
And then KD was on game restriction. And then Kyrie got thrown out the game for nothing. They should have let.
Of course, we know James Harden is still out with a doggone hamstring injury.
Right.
Exactly.
It's like,
but you know what they go. But Nick, you already know what they go say. But see, we have Go James and AD.
No. Chris, he a real one. You know what I mean? He's a real.
Okay, all right.
No, Chris is a real Lakers fan. I was just saying that Chris is that dog. THT is good. I don't have nothing against THT and everything.
Nice.
But I didn't just say this game, Chris. I'm just saying he's okay. Like, I'm not taking nothing from him, but I gotta see more. Right. And
you got to give him time to develop. It's you know.
Right. Like, give me 3 years in the league or 4 years.
Of
then
consistency.
I can say if you're something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look what we did with Kuzma. We jumped the gun on Kuzma.
Yeah.
I think if Kuzma go to another team, man, I think that boy shine though, bro. I think he'll shine, bro.
Kuzma got to get out of LA because LA is just engulfed him.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like LeBron is toxic over there. It's like, damn, bro, you can't let this man be great. That boy T said about time.
Like Orlando. He need to go like Orlando.
Yeah.
I see Kuzma going to Orlando, something like that. Orlando or Houston.
He did Orlando. He was like, I'd rather be playing, barely getting minutes in LA, being known and getting a lot of minutes in Orlando and not being known.
No, he's stupid.
What are you talking about, dude?
Orlando is a beautiful city. What the hell is he talking about?
Who the hell you are? You balling. If you balling, people gonna know you.
Exactly.
Later on, but they're gonna put players around you soon enough. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
As you develop,
exactly, Nick. Because if you a star, you a star.
Yeah, exactly.
Point blank.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Man,
Kuzma got game. It's just the fact that it's been, his game has been put on hold and digressed to a
because of 23, because he can't damn shoot, so he packed the damn paint.
Packs the paint.
You don't got no jumper, dog. And I'm trying to find out how in the hell is that gonna work when you got Drummond and AD.
Right.
How's that gonna work? Because Drummond is a traditional center. He needs the ball in the paint.
Right. His time gonna get cut when they come back. He's not gonna play as many minutes.
Oh, you talking about Drummond? I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. And then that's when they go lose.
Yep. And then they're gonna try to blame somebody. They gotta blame somebody.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. He go take the blame, bro. He go take the blame.
Yep.
Yeah, AD and Drummond gonna be blamed for everything if they lose.
Yeah, for sure. But AD and Rondo carries you to that fourth ring though. That's what I don't understand.
Oh, of course they did, but
Yeah.
they not going to give them credit. Like I said, my brother, he's a LeBron fan, and he even said it. He was like, "Man, you right, dog. AD and Rondo won that chip." I said, "Yeah, I told you."
Exactly, bro.
The best games Bron played was game 3 and 5. He was cooking, and then he just choked at the end, like I knew he would. I know if LeBron come out balling, he gonna suck in the last 5 minutes. I know it. He just always does that.
And I don't know why though. It's like mentally he taps out. It's like, bro,
he can't even. He's yet to learn how to maintain his health in the game. In a game, he just
you're right, fam. Because it's like the first 3 quarters, he go. He don't know how to pace himself.
Right.
At all.
And then 4 quarter, he be drained and tired. I'll be like, nah, bro. Gotta pace yourself, bro.
This goes back to not having any fundamental skill to get you by in your older years. For many years.
Exactly.
It's, even ever since he came to the league, he's been depending on his athleticism to get his
exactly. And you're 36 now. Your athleticism is damn near gone.
Right.
You never, like we said, Nick, in one of the screens, he never developed the jumper. You never developed the post move. So, bro, come on.
This is stuff that kept Michael Jordan in the game until he was 40 years old. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
A jump shot, a fadeaway shot. You're working on his 3-point shot more. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And Kareem, look at Kareem.
Look at Kareem. Shoot. Hell.
He worked on
look at Isaiah before he got hurt.
Shoot. Kobe did the same thing. Fundamental.
Kobe, if he didn't get hurt so much,
he was killing boys.
Kobe, if he didn't get hurt so much, that's what hindered him, because he could have played until he was 40, but injuries.
Tracy McGrady, he's kept getting hurt.
Yeah,
I mean, shoot, the list is endless, bro.
Even Larry Bird, but his back was messed up for so many years.
Yeah. It gave out on him in 90. What that was 93. It just like, man, look, I can't go no more.
92 was his last year. He retired in 93.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like if Chris Paul would have played with the Lakers, I don't think Kobe would have tore his Achilles. I don't think he would have.
No, Kobe would.
No, because he wouldn't have to do as much.
No. Because you got to remember, Nash and D. Howard were hurt most of that year.
Yeah, exactly.
Nash was older than Kobe.
Yeah, he was. Artest was in and out the lineup.
But then you got to realize who the head coach. Then Tony was the head coach, so shit.
Yeah. Powell wasn't, because they didn't want Phil back. If they would have brought Phil back, they would have been fine.
They wouldn't have been perfect, bro. Because Phil know that triangle offense, bro. He would have had them boys in position.
But it's not about the triangle. The difference between Phil and D'Antoni, Phil knows how to manage personalities. He knows how to keep you. That's true. He knows how to keep you at bay at times. He's not a great coach, but he's good at helping you basically get yourself together. He knows
mentally.
Mentally and physically.
Right.
Yeah.
He knows how to type.
You right, bro. You absolutely right.
Mike D'Antoni's problem is Mike D'Antoni doesn't know how to adjust, and this has been his problem. This was his problem
for years. He's a brilliant offensive mind.
Right.
He know how to score, but it's like at times you need to know how to slow the game down, make adjustments.
Right.
Boom. The tempo.
Chuck up all these threes all the time.
Exactly.
But see, when he was there, Kobe was running his offense. The problem is that it was just injuries that year. Everybody was hurt. Like Howard was hurt most of the year, and Nash, like I was saying, and then you had
the lineup.
Al mentally was gone because your boy was over there poking his wife. So I mean, there's nothing you really can do.
Better man poke your wife, man. You tapped out mentally, like I could whoop this dude tail, man, in halftime, man.
Yeah, but I'm not built like that. If I find out you smashing my wife, I'm gonna make sure she's kicked out. She's gonna be on the street. I'm gonna proceed to the ass kicking with you, and then we're gonna get back to playing basketball.
Yeah.
That's
So we go.
I mean, there's nothing you could do. Your woman is going to give it up, or she's not going to give it up.
Exactly.
You can't.
So
You
divorce.
can't be that.
Yep. So like you said, divorce you, whoop your ass after the game.
Right. Like what Biggie said, commence to ass kicking. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. You know,
I'm talking to my keyboards. Hey.
Demetrius, the White didn't play.
Corby, move out the way. I'm going to beat his ass.
Right. Demetrius, the White played damn near only 30%, if that.
Yeah.
The White didn't play that much that year. He played at the end. Like when they were trying to get in the playoffs, that's when he was forced to come back. And he hurt his back a little more. And he left because the Laker fan threw his jersey in his face. But what they don't understand is the White was hurt. It's not his fault he was hurt. And we know now why he was hurt all the time. Because he was the transformer.
Yeah.
So now we know why.
That's another dude who really didn't develop a post-up move, man.
He didn't develop nothing.
He
just dunked the ball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was like 50% healthy. Yeah, you're right, Demetrius. He was.
Yeah. He let squirrels play.
Yeah, Chris, we know why he had a herniated disc from a transformer, not his disc out of place.
Right.
So we know why he had a herniated disc.
Transformers roll out.
More than meets the
eye.
Transformers.
He changed before your eyes.
Oh man, that was a classic.
For real, dog. That's what it is. Shoot, the White proved it. He showed it. He got to air it out.
Hey, HD, that boy had to hit the opera on them nipples.
Straight hard though, boy.
Yeah, for real, bro. Literally.
I don't get it, dog. He got that fine chick, and he had the other chick, and I just don't get it, dog. I really would never get it.
Bro, he been like that though, bro. It's like, bro, I don't understand it for the life of me, bro. I don't.
He had two fun. He always have a bad chick, man. And then
he got that girl from the WNBA. She played for
Tia Cooper.
Tia Cooper.
He got her. Before her, he got the dancer from Orlando, Royce. Royce was he was short and thick.
That boy tripping.
That boy was tripping, dog. That's what I'm saying. He had some bad chicks.
Man, boy, that tripping, bro. Like for real. But you know, if you like it, I love it. And this okay.
Man, dog, he got this broad. I do not get it, boy.
I don't either.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Y'all turning in, fellas. Y'all be good. Y'all be
all right, what we say, man. Appreciate you stopping by.
All right, no doubt. Y'all be safe this week.
Yes,
you too, bro.
All right, peace.
Yeah. So I think the Clippers pulled it out. They came back and pulled it out.
Yeah, I was looking. Oh, that boy Power had a nasty dunk on one of them boys, man. I like, ooh.
Yeah, he dunked on your boy nasty. But
yeah,
we need Paul to do that in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, bro, you getting these 30-point games. Look, I'm gonna need at least 25 from you, man. Playoffs.
It's always been his thing.
Yeah.
Even since he was in Indiana, he would always have a superstar performance in the regular.
Exactly.
Once the playoffs come, he just shrinks.
He just, man.
Real.
And that is, but like we said, though, Rondo gonna take so much pressure off that boy Kawhi out that he don't have to do as much, bro. He don't have to do as much, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Miami ended up beating Portland too. I'm looking at the schedule right now.
Yeah, Portland. Miami, man. Shoot, Miami's still dangerous, bro. They still just not getting, you know what I'm saying? Them boys gonna be nice, bro.
Yeah, because they got your boy Jimmy back.
Yep. Would you say AC? Jimmy got soul?
Jimmy got soul. Jimmy got soul.
Yep.
That boy got soul, man. Jimmy charging people for taking girls chick, took cat chick. And he making the coffee in the bubble, was hustling. Man, you gotta root for Jimmy, man.
Only thing is, if Victor can stay, we're gonna need Victor to stay healthy, man.
Yeah.
Victor stay healthy. It's gonna be a fun playoffs.
Oh yeah, it will be because the Hawks, they in fourth. They won their game too. It's gonna be a day.
That boy Trae Young, nice man. Because I remember that I was listening to that content that you displayed that you was talking about. Is he overrated? I'm like, hell no, that boy ain't overrated, bro.
No, he's not overrated, but I just think people gotta understand Trae Young. He's had the biggest impact for Atlanta. We haven't seen that impact since Dominique Wilkins, and it's true. If you go back, if you go back and look at the tape and look at the impact Dominique had, that's what Trae Young has. And people don't understand that. They're talking about John Collins, and I'm like, well, John Collins is a solid player, but John Collins don't have. He don't have the personality. It's like with Stephen Clay. Clay probably is the better overall player, but Steph is the superstar. He just is. The guy he's lightning in the bottle. Steph is the straw that stirs the drink. Right. He just is. No matter how you look at it.
Yep.
Whose team was the Raptors during the championship year, Kawhi or Lowry? I mean, whose team? I would say the leader of the team was Lowry, but the best player was Kawhi.
Yeah, the alpha male was everybody. He was. Kawhi was the lead dog. Everybody followed him.
Right. Kawhi was lead by example. Lowry was the vocal leader. You can have more than one leader on the team. It was like that with the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, and this would piss me off. All these young kids don't know about it, and I watched it. I'm trying to tell this other kid the other day, dude, I was in high school. I watched Kobe and Shaq. I know what went on. Kobe and Shaq were the leaders of that team.
Exactly.
Shaq was the good cop. Kobe was the bad cop.
As always.
That's what it was.
Why do you think they call him the Black Mamba? Now the snake is not friendly.
What's up?
That's what I don't understand.
Are we sure Shaq's a good cop? Are we sure?
No, he's a hater. No,
he's a hating cop, but he's.
but Shaq, this is what Shaq did. Shaq would take guys out, let them have fun, like to ease their mind off of the game. He was good with that.
He was a personality of the team.
Right, he was a personality. Kobe was straight, hard worker, push you in practice. Kobe pushed you guys to another level, and this is why I get mad when people say, oh, well, he won 3 MVPs. Well, there was a guy named Cornbread who was good, who played in Boston, was solid, and he won an MVP. But is Larry Bird not better than him?
See, there we go.
So what are we talking about here?
I use that same example in that live stream too. I know exactly what you're talking about. I use that same example. That brother said the fact that Kobe won. I'm not Kobe. Shaq won 3 MVPs that year, and it's like, bro, okay. James Worthy, he in 1988, James Worthy ended up winning Finals MVP. Does that make him better than Magic Johnson? No.
He won better than no.
Hey, see what you said, what you said earlier about the foxhole. Hell, I'm taking Kobe.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's not that whose team it is the media. The media makes that up on who's
because they don't like him because he doesn't have that personality. Like, man, fuck that. I'm trying to win championships.
Right. Because in OKC they did the same thing to KD and Westbrook. The media is the reason they're not together. It's not because of anybody else. It's because of the media. The media tore them apart. Kevin Durant is not a vocal guy. He's not vocal.
I just come to work on my game, bust you for 40, and that's it.
Watch what I do. He's a watch me player.
Exactly.
The guy who's the vocal leader, who's like, come on, guys, let's get it, on this team is Kyrie. So when Kyrie left, they were done. So you can't say that you don't need them. James Harden is a leader. He's a lead by example guy. Yeah, he go to the strip club, but that's his personal time. If I want to go smash some bras on my personal time, I'm going to go do it. I don't give a damn. But when we're on the court, I'm leading you guys.
Right.
It's about your play. Russell Westbrook is vocal. He is a energizer bunny. That is why
he's very emotional too.
Right. He's very emotional.
Yes, he is, bro.
Exactly. Terrell Hubbard said it. Joe Dumars won Finals MVP, but that don't make him better than Zeke. Exactly.
No, sir.
Andre Iguodala won a Finals MVP, but are you taking Andre, his career, over Steph's? Hell no.
No, sir. No,
what
sir.
Are we talking about?
It's like what I said, man. Zeke was the straw. Zeke was the straw, bro.
Right.
You take that straw from that drink will be bitter as hell.
Media sure did this. They sure did. The media sure did. Brainwash the media, the general public to brainwash. I was just repeat what
Terrell. That's what T said. Titties over titles.
What you were saying, C-Pen?
I said, okay, HD, you can't be talking that Steph Curry stuff on here after the stuff you done said about him lately. You can't be bringing Steph Curry up, dog.
No, I can't bring him up. Nigga, this my channel. I can talk about it.
No, you can't, nigga.
Why?
No, you can't, nigga.
Why can't? Because he is. He's a great player, but he's a great complementary player. He needs a certain team together for him to show his true arsenal. That's just how he is. That don't mean he's not a Hall of Fame or not in the top 50, but I'm just saying he can't carry a team by himself. He just can't do it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't have the chutzpah.
Well, listen, I kind of disagree with that because really, he had a great season. He had a great season this year, bro. But come on, dog. Like Steve Kerr ain't even trying to coach the team no more. You know what I mean? He's doing as much as he can. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just for the new roster and all that, bro. So that's why he gonna go on stuff like that, bro.
But I did Steve Kerr. I told you Steve Kerr should have been fired last year. I've said this.
Yeah,
they should have never fired. They should have never fired Mark Jackson, bro. Should have never fired Mark Jackson.
I've been dissing Steve Kerr. I never liked Steve Kerr from the get-go. I told everybody Steve Kerr is overrated. Even when he was hired, he was overrated. He should have been fired. He should have never been hired. He was only hired because it was the same thing with Phil Jackson. He looks the part. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, we know that. But just to answer your question on this topic, though, bro, I don't know why Monty would say this close to playoff time, man. I mean, I wonder if Chris Paul feels kind of way about it or he just don't care. You know what I mean? Because him and Rondo don't even like each other. So
that's fine.
No, they don't. But Monty Williams, he said, I think it was today or yesterday or day before when they lost, like he was saying that he wasn't comparing their skill sets. He was just saying that Rondo has an impact. Him and CP3 are the same as far as impact, which I believe they are, because everywhere their team has gotten better and they've gotten to the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right about that. So was that the only thing you said? Just basically like comparing the skill sets and the impact?
Yeah. And I was
it wasn't a slug or nothing.
No, it wasn't a slug. I feel Rondo to me is slightly better of a floor general, but the overall better player in my rankings and of all time is CP3. CP3 is the better player. of all time.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's all.
In the playoffs, though, it's a little shaky.
Yeah, that's right. All right, well, so get back to what we were talking about, man. So.
Yeah, you was over here capping from Steph. Go ahead, give me some more about Steph.
Who capping? Who capping? Who capping, bro?
Nigga,
how am I capping?
Nigga, I said you got a new era hat on.
Man, you tripping, bro. You tripping, bro. You know I'm from the old school. You know what I mean?
I know you are, but I'm just trying to say, like, I don't see how the criticism of Steph Curry's not fair. It's fair to me. Because if this was everybody else, they would be getting blasted. They just blasted KD. About last night, he was on minute restrictions. I'm like, wow, y'all really hate KD this much? He was on minute restrictions.
Because in the back they because in the back of their mind, HD, they know that boy KD is the truth, bro. How you gonna stop 7 foot?
I'm just saying,
that's all it is.
Yeah. You can't stop 7 foot because he can dribble, he can shoot, he can do all of it, bro. You can't stop it.
But Demetrius, I don't believe Clay would. If you took Steph off the team and it was just Clay, I don't believe they play as good either.
It's like they feed off each other, bro.
So they get worse.
Yeah, they're both complementary players. They need one another. They do. I believe if Steph was not on the team this year and Clay was there, they still would not be. I think they would be worse, personally.
Yeah. And that's why I can't really call him a complimentary player, dude. Like, I know it's the past and stuff, but I'm not about to call somebody a complimentary player all of a sudden after what they did in the beginning when he did finally have the talent or the talent finally developed. I ain't about to
but he's a
go that far with it.
There's nothing wrong. There's superstars who are complimentary players. Russell Westbrook's a superstar, but he's a complimentary player. He needs somebody else there.
Yeah, he can't do it on his own. You've seen the results.
He can't do it on his own.
Yeah, Russ. Yeah, but you know how Russ is, man. Russ, he goes all out, but
Tim Duncan's the greatest power. Tim Duncan's the greatest power forward in history, but he's a complimentary superstar. He needed guys. He needed Parker and he needed Ginobili. It's nothing wrong with it.
I ain't gonna go that far because look.
It's the truth. I mean,
like when the first one in '99,
y'all don't. Okay, but yeah, if they didn't have Tim Duncan, they wouldn't win. But do you think they would have won without Tony Parker or Ginobili during those years?
I doubt it because
no. Go there. I'm talking about '99 though, man. Like, we're going to put an asterisk by it or not because of a shortened season, whatever.
Okay, but that team
David Robinson was in his past.
Yeah, but they had Sean Elliott, they had Avery Johnson, they had a team, dog. The team was good. All they were missing was that piece.
And they had McDyess on there too?
No, they didn't have McDyess. I think they had Malik Rose.
Okay. Malik was a pretty nice defender though.
Yeah, they had a solid team. They just weren't winning because they didn't have that number one guy, which was Tim Duncan.
So how can you call him a complimentary superstar if he's a number one guy? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Because he was the guy that left. Okay, but he had those pieces on his team, dog. If Duncan didn't have the right pieces around him or the right pieces on his team, Tim Duncan wasn't carrying your team all night because sometimes Tim would drop like maybe 18, 19 points and let the other guys go off because he's not a guy who's going to carry your team. I can't just put Tim Duncan on a team full of scrubs and we're going to get to the playoffs that year.
Nah, that ain't going to happen.
He's not going to do it. It's not his fault. It's just he's not that type of player. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wasn't that type of player. As great as he was a superstar, he needed a Magic. Magic could carry a team like of scrubs because that's his skill set. The same with Kobe, the same with Mike, the same with Isaiah Thomas. Those guys
can't forget about Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, he was a phenomenal player, but
Gary West could do it too.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just saying this is proven facts.
Well, hell, everybody's called a superstar then. Well, I mean, that's everybody in history then.
Not really, because Mike carried the team
Robinson needed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Milwaukee.
Well, I'll say this though. Throughout Oscar
Robinson, man needed Robin, man.
Well, because I mean, throughout Oscar Robinson's career at that time, he really didn't have he didn't have the team that he didn't have the horses around him, to rival Boston like that. Even though he did what he could with the team around him, but it's just the fact that Boston overall they had a more talented and they were stacked.
They had a better overall team.
Oscar carried his team every year because it's that skill set in him. And yeah, I agree. Kareem carried Milwaukee somewhat. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
He did, but at the same time, Kareem would be going off, but other guys, it was hard for him to get them over the top like that because of his skill set.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not taking nothing from him. He's a great player. He's one of the greatest of all time.
Man, you gotta have the right pieces to build around your superstars, man.
Right.
I think that's what HD's saying. You gotta have the pieces, bro.
Right.
You gotta have the pieces.
Reggie Miller had a point guard a lot of his career. When he had a legitimate point guard,
Bob Jackson and them.
Straight. Reggie was fine. He could get to the playoffs. It's easier for him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the same as Steph. There's nothing wrong with Steph. It's just that Steph needs that other guy who could take that pressure off of him so he can be the Steph that we love.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and I just gave him credit. I said, if you would have took him off and you put Klay Thompson on this team, right? And there was no Steph, I think they would be worse. So with Steph,
they won't even be in the playing game.
Right. Steph has been playing great. Don't get me wrong. Steph has been balling, but I'm just saying he needs that other guy. It's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. To take that pressure off sometime, bro, because you're gonna need it, bro.
Well, I'll sum it up like this. Go ahead.
It's on you, C-Pen.
C-Peasy. You must be doing something.
C-Pen probably threw the phone down, pissed.
But we're stating the facts though, bro. It's like, shoot, man.
No, it's all good. But I'll say this.
I'll get y'all saying.
My fault.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. See, we can hear you.
Yo.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
It's a lag.
Yeah, here's lagging.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Yeah.
What about now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Am I good now?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead. It's on you.
All right, cool. All right. So I was saying I get your example now because you used that Reggie Miller example. Because Reggie Miller.
Oh man, we lost him.
Yeah, I sure hate that.
No, go ahead, Nick.
That's all good. So I'll sum it up like this: I'll say there are superstars that you would have to build a team around and put pieces around them so they can win. And there are superstars where you can put them on any team and they'll enhance the players around them. I'll say that. And Steph Curry is one of those guys where he needs to be in a system in order for him to excel and for his teammates to excel alongside him.
Right.
Exactly.
And as far as where you have players such as a Isaiah Thomas, such as a Oscar Robertson, such as a Bill Russell, such as a Michael or a Kobe, that if you put them on a team where they really have no piece, no star players or role players they could work with, they could still enhance the players that they have around them. They could play their cards that they were dealt with still. You know,
gotta say Olajuwon too.
Yeah, Olajuwon. Absolutely.
You know, and yeah, I might, and Kareem, I might like Kareem in Milwaukee. I take that back a little bit because Kareem did carry Milwaukee to the playoffs plenty of times.
He did.
So Kareem in that sentence too is carrying somebody, but it's nothing wrong with Steph. He's a superstar, but him and Reggie Miller and Carmelo are superstars who need that piece to get them off for them to do something. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how their game is predicated. And, and when you see Melo, that's why I used to tell people for years, like Melo, even now, Melo is still better than LeBron to me. It's just that Melo needs a point guard. And now that he's with Dame, Melo can go off easy because he has a guy who can point, who's a point, and could score the bulk load of the points. He don't have to be the old Melo. You know, it would have been nice if he could have got this guy in the youth of his career, because remember, Iverson was a little older and long in the tooth at that time. So we don't know what it could have been if Melo had a young Chauncey Billups early in his career when he was in the Western Finals. Man, Melo probably could have did a lot of things. He probably could have did his thing. But he needs a point guard to push him. He needs the certain pieces to get him there because he's not that type of player. And that's all I was trying to tell people. Like here, Melo Brooks said it. Like Shaq always needed a guard to win. Yeah, Shaq needed a guy like a Kobe and a Penny Hardaway and a Dwayne Wade. Because Shaq's game is very limited. And he's a black hole. I had to tell other people, like, if Kobe's a ball hog, then what the hell do you call Shaq? Shaq was the biggest ball hog I ever seen. Like, if you want to be honest, Mike was a ball hog too, but Mike would do some things with the ball to win the damn game.
Yeah. So, nothing, dog. I ain't mean to cut you off. Here's
you good. Go ahead.
And I bought into this too, and I'll say this too. I bought into this too when I was a little younger, man. The myth that Kobe Bryant was a ball hog. He was never a freaking ball hog, dog.
Oh,
he always passed the ball. You know what I mean?
Like, Kobe never was a ball hog. Kobe just took a lot of shots that to anybody else, like to me or you or Andre, would be a bad shot. But that's not a bad shot to Kobe. Kobe can make that shot. That's why I tell people that percentage doesn't mean anything. The reason Kobe's field goal percentage was at 44% was because he took a lot of tougher shots. Whereas Michael and Kawhi are going to take the right shot. They're not going to take a shot that is against what they do because they can't make those shots. Mike can't make those shots that Kobe make. He can't. That's not his game. Mike is going to he's going to shoot the right shot. And that's all I was telling people. That's all I'm telling people. Just because Mike's at 50%, I'm like, yeah, because Mike, his whole career played within the red, within the line,
within the system,
line to the basket. That was his game. He expanded his game later in his career. So he started taking more shots. Kobe came in the league shooting from the half court.
Kobe is a shooter and Michael is a slasher.
Right. Right. So that's what I was trying to tell people. And that's the reason the field goal percentages don't make you the best player ever. Because if that made you the best player ever, or that means that you're going to win chips because of that, that's why I tell people then the best guys who had the best percentages was Kareem, Wilt, a lot of them guys. But they didn't win. They didn't win a lot until they got the right piece around them. So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
You know, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell people. You got to look at the game for what it is and everything. You can't just look at it and say, oh, well, this guy here is like he's 50, 40, and 90 and all this crap. I'm like, who cares? Did you win the damn game?
There you go.
Exactly. They don't know. They don't know about the intangibles, man. They just
exactly.
fans.
They don't watch the games and they don't see how how
from
the type of
from a coach's perspective,
something as simple as the type of shots they're taking. You know what I mean? Something is like the type of rebounds they're getting, the type of passes they're making, stuff like that to impact the game and how they impact the game.
Exactly. You can't pass in a damn double team.
There you go. There you go. You're getting rebounds. You got
that guard sitting in that passing lane, and you do a goofy pass.
Right. You getting rebounds. Around you getting uncontested rebounds. You know what I mean? No one's boxing out.
Exactly.
Just trying to box out. Stuff like that.
Yeah, man. The boys don't understand, man. It's like,
well, Mello Brooks is analytics. There's nothing wrong with it. It's how you use analytics. If you're using that as the end all be all,
you're gonna lose.
You're not a great scout. Analytics aren't good for a player like Kobe Bryant. They're not going to make Kobe look good. Analytics is made for the average fan or the nerd to follow the game. It's like Jalen Rose said it perfectly. The positions were made for the average novice to follow the game. Like, your point guard doesn't have to be 5'9" or 5'10". You could have a 7-foot point guard. You could have a 6'5" point guard. The same with a 2 guard. Your 2 guard don't have to be 6'6" like Kobe or Mike. They could be 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 6 feet. Or they could be 7 feet. Your small forward don't have to be your main guy that's 6'9" and 7 foot. We would like him to be, because he would have to battle sometimes in the post, but they could be 6'5" or below. You could have a 3-guard rotation where your guard is playing the 3.
Yep.
And then you got a power forward. Your power forward could be 7 foot, 7'2", 6'4", 6'5".
6'11".
Yes. It doesn't. The positions were made for you to follow the game. It makes it easier. It's just like football. Like, your X could actually be where your Y is at. That could be your X. It's just that he's playing the Y right now. So analytics isn't bad. It's that they're making it the end all be all when the game is not about analytics. It's about your eye test. It's about what you see. It's about how these players perform in situational games.
Yep. Basketball IQ.
Yeah, basketball IQ, football IQ, baseball IQ. All sports have IQ.
Exactly.
It's not about what the analytics say.
Yeah, they just got to balance it, man. It's no balance. So when you don't have balance, of course you're gonna have chaos.
Yeah, it's like my brother Kraken say. What up, Kraken? Stats is just a record of actions during the course of the game. Exactly. That's all it is. It's just telling you what they did in the game. But that doesn't mean that he was the impactful player of the game. The guy who scored 5 points and got 10 rebounds or 6 rebounds and 5 assists, he may have had more impact on the game because he did the little stuff. That don't show
a person to have a quiet 21, be like, damn, he had a quiet 21, but you don't know what he did inside the game.
Exactly. And that's all I was saying. Like, that's all I'm saying is I don't want people to keep feeling like, oh, well, you hating on LeBron. Like, nobody hating on this man, this dude. We watch this guy play the game. We know what he does. Like, we've seen guys like him who's out there getting their stats. And once they get their stats, you dummies go run and say how much of a king he is. And he really didn't have no impact. In that playoffs in the bubble, Rondo and Anthony Davis were your valuable
very impactful, man. Very impactful.
They were impactful. and you guys just, all you LeBron fans just inched all over them. And then you guys are saying Rondo is done. He ain't nothing after this guy just won you a championship last year. That's why I don't like LeBron, is because you fans are very disrespectful. Y'all have to kill. I don't have to kill Michael Jordan to say I feel Kobe Bryant's great. I'm going to tell you why I feel Kobe's great. I don't have to diss Mike. I may not have liked him, but I'm no fool.
But you're going to get respect, though.
Mike is a great player, and Mike will bust your ass to win that game.
Yep. It's just but you know, nowadays, man, they'll tear everybody down to glorify him. It's like, bro, he's really just good. He's not a damn GOAT.
Right. T, what up?
Fellas, what's going on? What's going on, Diesel?
What's going on, T Dizzle?
What's up?
Chilling. I'm on time tonight, my brother. I'm on time.
That's what's
but
up.
nah, HD. But HD, what I was saying earlier was that since you used that Reggie Miller example, he did need Mark Jackson at the point guard for him to do his thing. That's all I was trying to say before my phone started tripping.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I was just saying is that, don't get me wrong, Steph is a great player. He is a superstar, but
he bust you for a quick 30 in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, he needs a certain team for him to go off to be more impactful. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how he is. Melo's the same way. Melo is a great player when he was playing. If he would have had a point guard for his whole career and a certain team put around him, Melo could have showed you Melo, but he didn't get that luxury because he was in Denver, and then he went to New York. They traded all his damn team before he got to New York just to get him. So. Yeah, so like I said,
he only had Chauncey Billups for like 1 year, I think.
Right, he had Chauncey for 1 year, and look what they did. They got to the Western Conference Finals. Melo was having a awesome season.
Right, and C-Pen, how I summed it up after you left, I had said this: there are basically two types of superstars. You have superstars that need pieces around them to enhance themselves and make them play, at a higher level than how they would play without those players, and also the players around them. And then you have superstars where you can put them on any team and they'll still excel and play with and also enhance the team around them wherever they go.
Yeah.
Such as like for example, Kobe Bryant or a Michael Jordan or Isaiah Thomas or a Oscar Robertson. Those are the type of players where you can put them on any team and they'll make those players better around them, whoever they are. You know what I mean? You had Isaiah Thomas having a guy like Kelly Tripucka dropping 38 points behind him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Stuff
like
that.
Right. And you had Kobe having guys like Vucevic and Farmar balling out. Like who the hell are these guys? They were off the scrap heap.
Right. You have Michael. Exactly. You have Michael Jordan. I seen this game. This is in this was in '96. This is 96. The Bulls are playing the Indiana Pacers. They beat the crap out the Pacers, and Mike had 44 points, and Scotty had 40 right behind him. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
My playoff seedings, Riley Cope, is to me in the East. I think the Sixers. I think the Sixers probably going to finish number 1. The Nets and the Bucks are probably going to flip flop, and the Bucks will be 2, Nets 3. I believe the Heat will get to 4. The Hawks will be at 5. The Hornets is dicey. I think they'll be at 6, and I think the Celtics will play the Knicks for the playing game, or the Pacers, and they'll get in. And I think the Pacers are going to sneak everybody and get into that 8th spot. I'm not going to take them out of it. And then in the West, I feel I got the Jazz are going to finish out on top. The Suns are basically, I think, going to be number 2. the Clippers and the Nuggets. I think the Clippers going to finish with the 3rd seed, and the Nuggets are going to be 4th, or the Lakers might be 4th. So I think they're going to have the Lakers go against the Nuggets first round. The Blazers, I think the Blazers are going to stay at 6, and I think the Mavericks are going to play the I think the Mavericks and the Grizzlies are going to make the last spots in the play game.
So you think Adam Silver going to do the Nets dirty for the rest of the stretch? Have them drop
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. He can do the Nets dirty.
Of course,
yeah. He gonna do the Nets dirty.
Yeah, this is gonna then we'll see if the Nets how the Nets perform under pressure like that. Can they beat the fix? And hopefully they can.
Right. Yo, T. What you think about the question? Monty Williams came out and said that he was giving Rajon Rondo, in the Detroit words of my boy, the Detroit player T, was giving him some bell. Was saying that him and CP3's impact are the same, wasn't saying their skill set was the same. He said they mainly were the same because everywhere they go, they make their team better. And he was giving Rondo a lot of credit on that. And I just wanted to know, how do you feel about the Rondo and CP3 comparison? I said that Rondo's a better floor general. Chris Paul is the better player. Nick says that Chris Paul is the better floor general and player. C-Pen, I think he said Chris Paul the better player, Rondo the better floor general. Andre Bailey said the better floor general is Rondo, and CP3 is the better player. So where would you go in that conversation of between CP3 and Rajon Rondo?
Okay. Well, I think if you put CP3 on those old Celtic teams, he'd probably be just as successful as Rondo was. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you take Rondo and put him on like those Clipper teams, they would probably have the same amount of success too. You know what I'm saying? I think Rondo, his jump shot kind of limited him, whereas C. Paul was probably a better shooter than him.
Right.
Way better. And shoot, and really, honestly, before Chris Paul injury, that when he got in New Orleans, he was putting up some crucial numbers, man. Like if he could have kept that going without the injuries, we probably looking at CP3 in a whole different kind of light. You know what I'm saying? Because he was incredible the first few years, But just looking at their overall body of work, I would have to agree with whoever said he's probably the better player, just because of his ability to shoot the ball. I guess Rondo's end up being probably a better defender and rebounder than him.
Yeah.
In terms of just a straight up point guard matchup, I don't know. I think they pretty much like on the even pedestal. You know what I'm saying? Like they both do different things. Like the reason why Rondo is so good because he got the IQ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it is. They both got high IQ when it comes to the point guard position. I would probably have to say on the floor leadership is probably a tie. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Each other. But I think CP3 is probably the overall better shooter.
Oh, absolutely. CP3 is higher ranked on my list than Rondo, of course.
Yeah. And I would probably say CP3 is probably the better player.
Yeah.
I think we all agree on that. Yeah.
He is. He's a better player. He's amazing. CP3. And I was saying also, T, if you would have put him on those teams with Kobe, man, we would also seen him in a different light because he would have had a chance to go for a back-to-back or a three-peat.
Yeah,
Facts.
Kobe was
That'd
really
have been
getting
super
two more
nasty.
chips.
Yeah,
But
Kobe
we
got
talked about this last night. You know, the NBA was kind of done with Kobe at that time. You know, they was ready to move on to LeBron and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they did. They didn't want to give him a pedestal to try and get back to the top again. They would want to, okay, well, you got your championships, Kobe. Time to move on. You know, get out the way.
Right. Right. You got your two without Shaq. You could talk trash to Shaq now.
Right.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck how they do you though. You know what I'm saying?
You give a pedestal to a nigga that's 4-10.
Well, you know why they gave it to him, because they put so much
money into him.
Yeah. Who is the better teammate, Rondo or CP3? Well, you want to choke both of them, but
probably Rondo though.
Probably Rondo.
Yeah, Rondo.
I think Rondo's a little better because Rondo works, because Rondo's personality is not. CP3 has a complex where he rubs you and he talks to you a certain way, and some guys can't deal with that. They don't like that way.
He sort of has a Napoleon complex in a way.
Right, right. Rondo's going to actually pull you to the side and coach you up. Because all the young players, they rave about Rondo more than CP3, and the older players respect Rondo more than CP3.
Although I gotta say this, I just thought about this. Boy, you know, by the end of them Boston days, man, Rondo had totally taken over. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was the one they all looked to. He became the leader of that team.
Yeah.
So that was kind of amazing.
Yeah.
He was playing too. He had that them triple-double playoff runs. It was ridiculous. He was playing out of his mind.
Yeah, he was.
He was. And then he also, you got to also think, do you think CP3's do you think his personality would have fit with a Ray Allen, a Paul Pierce, and a KG better? Do you think it would have fit with them guys better?
I don't think necessarily. I mean, because Rondo didn't have problems with nobody but Ray Allen. Like everybody had a problem with Ray Allen. You know what he did.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a chemistry issue there. And I would guess Chris Paul would have been on the same way. Like, you know, he gonna respect them dudes for the most part. He don't want Rondo didn't want no smoke with Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. He had to find his role. He had to find his lane. You know, and like I said, by the time by the time he was a veteran on the team, he was leading the team. You know, so I would have figured Chris Paul that would have been similar. I don't think he wanted no smoke with no older dudes like that. You know what I'm saying? Them the OGs.
Right. Smacked them up a couple of times. Not passed the ball, nigga.
Get at the top of the key. Do your job.
Them OGs in there, and those were the best players too. You know,
they would have turned that nigga into Clifford Paul.
He loved to beat up on the little guys, dad. He don't want no smoke.
Right.
Go sell insurance, nigga.
Right. Now go sit in your corner. Cry.
You're on minutes restriction, huh?
I think Kenyon Martin. I think he said this, that KG was all bark, no bite.
Oh yeah. I did a video on that.
Kenyon from Dallas though, man. You know some of them Dallas cats crazy, man.
Yeah.
That boy said, all bark, no bite.
A lot of people said that. Antonio McDyess checked KG before.
What?
I mean,
Dice was gonna let him have.
Anthony Pillar from my city checked him too.
Yeah, Pillar. Yeah, Pillar was crazy. He had a whip on him. KG ain't stepped to DC because he knew what DC would have did.
If you was the same side as as Garnett, he wasn't gonna mess. He only used to get up on the guards. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Trying out muscle the guards. He ain't never trying to get up in no big nigga face. He knew better. He knew better, dog.
Wop, wop, wop.
Only big dude I ever seen him get into it with was Charlie Villanueva. Dad. He called that nigga cancer patient.
Oh man, man, leave Charlie. Stop.
Yeah,
go wrong, bro.
He did say that. Oh,
Charlie had a condition, man. He had
Charlie from overseas, man. He don't know about that bump action, man.
No, man.
I had every moment.
From overseas for real.
The only I know that. Yeah, he was overseas. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The toughest NBA players. Man, it's a list of them. You got Alvin Robinson.
Alvin Robinson's crazy. He's crazy.
You gotta put Big Oak. Big Oak in there.
Big Oak or Anthony Mason. You had
Mason.
Rick Mahorn.
Yeah, Rick was a fool.
Chief.
The Chief, Robert Parrish, of course.
Big Chief.
Big Chief was tough. Samson to throw one with you. Samson to get.
She's trying to say.
Rasheed was crazy.
Rasheed was thrown off, dog.
DC.
Ben Wallace.
Coleman. Ben Wallace.
That boy was stupid.
Ron Artest.
Xavier McDaniels, X-Man.
X-Man,
Ron Artest was bat it crazy.
Man, he was cat shit crazy.
Yeah. Crazy.
That boy was cuckoo. Steven Jackson.
Stats. Who seemed quiet but was rowdy as hell was that nigga Vernon Maxwell.
Yeah.
Mad Max. Mad Max used to be. Mad Max used to be in the car wash, bro. That nigga be smoking and stuff and gambling, and then he go to the summit and drop by 25 on you.
Man, Vernon Maxwell would go to the stands and check you.
Yeah, you gotta realize Max.
You couldn't just.
Go ahead, T.
No, I'm saying like Maxwell wouldn't just let you drop 35, 40 on him, dad. You know what I'm saying? Without hearing about it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Maxwell from Florida though. He from where you at, HD.
I know he a Florida dude, all right. He crazy as hell.
You know, Jordan didn't want that smoke every time he played H-Time.
Oh no, Odin Polynice told about Jordan. He like Mike knew who to try and who not to try.
He knew shoot. Every time they play Maxwell, everybody.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I think somebody was talking about how I think this was Kenny Smith saying Mike dropped 40 on him one night and was like
the way you scoring on me, I'm gonna play. If you score me one more time, the way you score
I'm
me,
gonna punch this dude. I'm gonna punch this dude. And then he said Mike came to him like, dog, like he want to fight me for real. Like, nah, I don't want to fight. I ain't want no smoke.
Mad Max, man.
Crazy. Man, he would have beat Michael ass and his security guards. Vernon Maxwell was crazy. I told people like they was like, man, Mike ain't scoring Vernon. I said because Mike didn't want to get his ass whooped by Vernon.
He did. Mike can beat that boy up, and then Max is the type of cat, he'll beat you up, take your money, and then go gamble with it.
Right.
I'm saying. Hey, Kenny said, dog, he trying to embarrass me out here. Like, what the fuck?
was a bad boy, man.
And Vernon had that voice, man. Man, he out here trying to embarrass me. Like, man, I don't like it. I'm gonna beat that nigga
ass. Hey, man. I used to love that boy. I used to love that boy play, man. That boy was raw with it, though, man.
Bill Cartwright, was he tough? Yeah, he was somewhat. But
he was tough and he was dirty.
He was dirty. He was more dirty than tough, I would say.
Not really, man.
He was a finesse player, man.
Right.
Finesse, man.
Michael cracked that man jaw, man.
Man, Mike wrong for that, man. Mike wrong for that, man.
All them guys on that Bulls team was Mike Itches.
Yeah, technically.
Basically.
They ought to be called.
Except Rodman.
Man.
Oh yeah, Rodman was his own entity.
Because Mike needed Rob. This is what I like to tell Jordan fans because they be getting mad at me. Michael, I was glad Last Dance came out. That's the only part I liked that trash documentary. I hated that documentary. But I like Rodman, where Rodman, you know what I'm saying, where Michael went and got this man in pajamas and brought him to the court. And I called all the Jordan fans and say, see, I told y'all, nigga, Rodman was that guy, but y'all talking about, man, Rodman like this. I'm like,
yes, sir.
Y'all would not have won 3 championships without Dennis
Rodman. If it weren't for Dennis, man.
Crap, because
shout out to the worm, man.
Owning y'all.
Shout out to the worm, man.
He was owning y'all. Y'all couldn't stop Horace, Nick, or Penny and everything. When y'all got Rodman, he shut that post down, and Mike and Penny were able to eat. They were able to do what they had to do on the perimeter. Because y'all was done on the inside.
You just got to think like
doing the dirty work.
His holding teams to one possession and then the offensive rebounding, second chances at possessions is just, you can't replace that kind of talent. You know what I'm saying? Dude averages 17, 18 boards a game, dog. Like,
his offensive retee, you told the truth, and people don't understand. That is why I tell people the old school game is better than today's game, because offensive rebounding, people don't understand how intricate that was back in the day.
That is a key.
You were playing a defensive game. When you got the offensive rebounds, that gave you that extra possession to do what you had to do. So imagine Mike already killing you, and now he gets 3 or 4 extra possessions.
Oh yeah, he finna do damage.
No, right. That makes sense. That makes
do damage.
Right.
This boy gave me another rebound. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, it kills any momentum that you might be trying to garner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, going on a defensive run, you get, you know what I'm saying, you done stop the team a couple of possessions, and then, you about to climb back into it, and boop, you get a stop, but then damn, you missed the fucking rebound. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that.
You miss a rebound, or you get out hustled by Dennis Rodman. You know what I mean? He tapping the ball.
Yeah. And them rebounds be so intricate in the playoffs, bro. They be so intricate in the playoffs, bro.
In that 96 finals, dog, without Rodman getting those extra possessions for the Bulls, dog, who knows how that series would have went, dog? Because
like I said, bro, like Dennis Rodman was the Finals MVP in 1992. He had that whole front court messed up, man, for real. Sean Kemp wasn't getting off the way he thought he would. Sam Perkins wasn't doing nothing. Freaking the so-called force that they had, Frank Bronkowski, whatever the hell he was. He wasn't shit. Yeah, he wasn't no shit. Like, come on.
Yeah, he was a disruptor, bro. So, man, shout out to the worm, bro. Like, real talk.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Jordan know about them butt whippings he gave when Ron was tearing their ass up.
The Bulls.
I seen that episode of Monday Night Show too. I seen that episode of Monday Night Show.
Not shoot good that series.
What'd you say, C-Fan?
No, I was saying the Bulls did not shoot good that series either.
No, they
That
did not.
96
No,
final.
they didn't.
No, they didn't.
No,
They
they
didn't do that series. That was probably their worst series out of the 6 championships.
Yeah.
Shooting
Yeah.
wise. Because the Jazz, they was killing the Jazz.
Kind of the second year the Jazz gave them like a little bit of a scare, you know.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, second year.
Yeah.
I would
First
say
year,
that
second year, yeah. Because Mike had some bad shooting nights.
I would say the best shooting year, the best year shooting wise might have been 92.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
92.
yeah,
It was
man, they were
92.
shooting everybody out the gym.
Oh yeah, man. They was shooting everybody out the gym that year.
Yeah.
Them boys was just man.
Yeah. That's the year that Mike really started to get a lot better at his 3-point shot. Really.
Yep, he did.
He showcased that in game one.
He showed it because he made Portland pay them damn choke artists. They ought to change their name from Portland to Chokeland.
Who that? AC?
He tore his body up in the 80s, man. He tore his body up in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, he choked against y'all, T. Didn't they? Chokeland? They choked.
I mean, listen, like we were the defending champs, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they did choke that one game away that was in Portland.
What age?
They could have went up. They went up 2-1, and they choked. Like I think Kevin Duckworth, or Jerome Kersey. One of them dudes missed the free throws at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying?
I was talking about Jerome Kersey.
Yeah, it was Kersey. It was Kersey. I remember that little ugly fade and that shot. Yeah.
Oh, nigga. Yeah. I remember going to one of the games and shit. Down one of the because they used to show the fucking they used to show the games. They called it the Palace Vision. So you can come to the Palace during the away games for free and shit. And watch the game and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I went to them shits. And niggas had like the cutout heads of fucking Kevin Duckworth with the fucked up fade clowning this shit down.
One-handed jumper.
Wow. Yeah, that shot was ugly. I don't know how it went in.
Kevin Duck, man. Duckworth, man.
All right.
Rest in peace, Jerome. That whole 89 shit, about the only niggas left is Clyde and Terry Porter.
Yeah. Clyde, Terry Porter, and Buck Williams.
Buck still living?
Man, Buck still kicking, man. You know Buck ain't going nowhere.
Man, ain't gonna lie though, but that boy Cliff Robinson was a bad boy though, bro.
Yeah, that was Al Harrington before Al Harrington.
Yeah, sir. Cliff was a bad boy though.
Al Harrington was cold, man.
Right, I used to tell all the little kids, I'd be like, "You want to know how Cliff Robinson was? Go watch Al Harrington." That was Cliff Robinson.
Was a fool in Indiana. That was a fool in Indiana.
Al was a dog.
That's what that good ganja do to you, HD. That's what that good ganja do to you.
Yeah, you know that's a Duhan plus another 2. We might call that bid. We breaking the Russian record. Might call it the image.
Shut up.
Hey, HD. A lot of these NBA players got to thank the good ganja, man.
Yeah, some of them do, but a lot of them don't, man. A lot of them messed up the team.
Yeah.
Some of them were able to handle it, like Steve Jackson. If Steve Jackson went on it, man, Steve would have been even better than what he was. Steven Jackson had that potential.
Yeah, he did, bro.
Allen Iverson was on that past the Dutchie. He was on that joint.
If Iverson took care of himself better, Iverson would have had a long career. Iverson was amazing. He was amazing.
Longevity. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But see, Iverson, he was one of them dudes that could just wake up out of bed and go hoop and shit in the professional game.
Yeah, he'll smoke him a Dutch and drop 30.
Yeah, blowed it. All of that shit, ball on the hoop, nigga. Fuck it.
For real, dog.
We know.
We F with Al Jefferson. Man, only Jefferson I F with, man, is the nigga
George Jefferson.
Hermsley, or whatever his name is, Hemsley. That's the only Jefferson.
That's the only Jefferson that you mess with, huh?
Al Jefferson was all right, dog. But
Al Jefferson, I haven't heard that name in so long.
Then he kept getting hurt too, though.
But he got hurt. He was one of them guys that got hurt
a lot,
multiple times.
Yeah.
Like man, he was overrated from Jump Street.
Right. He was like Drummond was like they got all that potential, but they just missing a lot.
They didn't put in the work, man. It's like you
don't have that heart.
And it's funny. It's the same thing I say about Drummond. Like you never seen a big nigga that's supposed to have such a defensive reputation get dunked on so much.
Yeah. Right.
So much, like God, boy, on everybody poster.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, he the new
like,
Sean
nigga, I don't want
Bradley.
your rookie card. You got dunked on your rookie card, nigga.
Yeah, he the new Sean Bradley, man. You know.
Oh man, don't say Sean. Don't say white boy Bradley, man. God damn.
Sean Bradley.
They used to posterize this dude, man. I'm like, God, bro.
Hey, man, look, man. Sometimes you gotta give the hard truth, man. You know, the world ain't nice. So shit, you gotta tell.
Because he was playing for Philly, right?
Yeah.
Who?
Bradley.
He played for Philly and that.
Bradley played with the Mavericks. I know he was with the Mavericks.
I know. Boys were circling their calendar. Oh, we playing against Dallas. Oh, I got me a chance to dunk on this boy.
Yeah. I was dunked on him too.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna just quit.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, this dude, I think he just got paralyzed from a.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate though.
That's sad.
Sean Bradley.
What? HD.
Yeah.
I had this question, HD.
What's up?
Who y'all taking as the better six man? Jamal Crawford or Manu Ginobili?
Manu Ginobili.
Because he was so impactful. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jamal can light it up, but that boy, it's something about that damn moat, man.
Man, Jamal ain't effing with no Manu Ginobili.
I'm in agreement with you, HD. That boy,
Ginobili.
I know we don't judge. I know we don't judge by the rings. You know what I'm saying? But I think you got to look into the rings because if you're talking about a sixth man, you know what I'm saying. The sixth man is like the off the bench for like a strong playoff team. Like it ain't like you're not if you just a nigga coming off the bench on a garbage team, that's what you are and shit. You know what I'm saying? But the sixth man, you probably playing for a pretty good team. You know what I'm saying?
Impactful.
Right.
Very impactful. You know what I'm saying? Very impactful. Like six man, you almost a starter. Like you could be, you know what I'm saying? You probably should be in the starting lineup. You know what I'm saying?
That second unit. Basically.
Be like, damn, this nigga Mono coming off the bench, man. Damn, man. Nigga, you hold him. Nigga, you hold him.
Right.
They couldn't hold Jamal Crawford though. They couldn't hold Jamal Crawford though either.
No, Crawford was good, but it's like Ginobili. I saw Ginobili giving buckets on D Wade, Kobe, some of the best, like on a consistent basis.
The nigga had
Crawford would have some good games, but then he would fade away, and then his impact wasn't as. You gotta understand, Ginobili. There was nights where Parker and Duncan ain't having.
Ginobili just come through.
Was over the top. Crawford,
man, I'm talking about crossing over boys. Just
right. He doing the 3-step in the lane.
That
little hard Euro step.
He was a Euro step before James Harden did the Euro
Yes,
step.
sir.
Oh, for sure.
Yes,
For
sir.
sure.
Yes, sir.
Ginobili is a pure playoff performer.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Pure.
Facts.
Big facts.
Pure, dad.
He's like, oh, the spotlight on. Give me the ball.
Yeah, he's that kind of dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Ginobili hit some big shots, dog. Ginobili hit a lot of
bro.
big shots.
Yeah, he did.
Listen,
You can almost say he was almost saving. He saved San Antonio in one series.
I think he banged on a couple of catches though.
Yeah.
He banged on a couple of catches. That boy crossed.
Kobe asked Tony Parker, "Who is that white boy?"
Listen, guy, you know how he used to get off on niggas because he come in left-handed and shit.
Right.
You know
Yes, sir.
the motherfuckers
Yes,
would
sir.
expect that shit. Now, like, oh, he just flailed and dunked on you.
Yeah, bro. Yo, he was like about damn near 40 years old in that 2014 NBA Finals. And y'all seen him just dunk on Chris Bosh. I was like, oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah, nobody was.
Hey, Chris Bosh was a beast too in Toronto.
Like I did not see that coming. I was like, goodness, Ginobili.
Chris Bosh was a beast in Toronto, man.
Oh yeah.
Bosh was a beast in Miami, man. Bosh, me and
they
my brother argue today about Bosh, and we fight.
It's just unfortunate that he had to take a backseat to LeBron, so it's just
man.
Then he had them blood clots. He had them blood clots, so he wasn't able to finish his career.
Right. They would not have won without Bosh. They beat the Celtics that series because remember when he was hurt, they were struggling against the Celtics.
Yeah, Chris Bosh sacrificed a lot for them.
Yeah,
because they were down. I think they were down 3-1 or something, 3-2
They're down
or something.
3-2. 3-2.
Yeah, they were down 3-2, and I told my brother the next two because I said he asked me if Bosh come back. I told him bet Miami. Miami gonna beat them in 4. It's gonna be 4-3, and they came back and beat them because Bosh changed the whole spectrum.
Yeah, they don't like to. LeBron fans don't like to talk about Chris Bosh's contribution.
And you got to talk about him though, because niggas.
You got to because that's what I'm trying to tell people. LeBron James
20 and 10 before they got there.
Right, LeBron James is a complimentary player, man. He's a star player who's a complimentary player.
That's a complimentary player.
Who needs pieces.
HD. When LeBron first came in.
Shit. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, I heard C-Pen. That's a complimentary player right there.
yeah. Like when LeBron first came in, for me, I always thought he was just he was good athletic. He was a good athletic player when he first came in.
No, he was a great athletic player, dog. For his size to have speed like that.
Yeah, and coming down the court,
like that was amazing.
Yeah, of course.
LeBron is,
I never looked at LeBron anything else than that.
Right, his game never was fluid. Like if you watch every superstar, like I told the last guy who was on our live, it was Demetrius, whoever his name was. I told him go back and watch Isaiah Thomas from year 1 to year 9. Go watch Michael Jordan year 1 to year 9. Go watch Kobe year 1 to year 9. Go watch Dirk from year 1 to year 9. You will see that these guys' game got better.
Evolution.
This guy's game has not gotten better.
And he been in the league 18 years. That's the crazy part.
You should be playing like you did the first time you was in the league. That's all I'm saying. You don't play like when you were first in the league.
No,
you don't do that. You haven't grown.
After 18 years, you should know every little trick in the book.
Right.
But he don't know. That's the crazy part.
To me, LeBron's best years was when he was in high school.
Yeah, you can't. But T, you can't do a spin move and get it. But T,
Bron was good his first year. And what messed Bron up was he didn't come back and take that challenge. If he'd have did what Kobe did, Kobe lost to the Celtics. What did Kobe do? He came back and took that challenge.
Yeah,
he didn't say, "I want to go now. I'm going to take this challenge." And he
didn't face the fire.
He went to Hakeem Olajuwon, got better, learning
early in his career too. This is after he won his first championship.
LeBron had every opportunity to be that guy. He did it.
Nah, because he don't have footwork. He too stiff.
It really shows you about the heart, because it was just like we said with Kobe earlier and Chris Paul. The league was ready to move past Kobe. You know what I'm saying? They was ready. They was gift wrapping the league. Like, if he'd have just stayed in Cleveland and built his own brand and shit, you know what I'm saying? He'd have been fine. He'd have got all his rings and all of that shit.
And stop,
you know what I'm saying?
Stop finding coaches that get on your ass, bro. Hold you accountable, bro.
It's just always about taking the shortcut. You know what I'm saying? Trying to take the shortcut. You know what I'm saying?
You can take a 4-10 shortcut line.
This is why players such
as
Kobe did not respect him at all. This is why players are not good. This is why players from the past aren't going to respect him. Period.
Even the young bucks that coming in now, they don't really like
you. 36 years old talking about you. 36 years old talking about I want my damn respect. If you asking for respect at 36 years old, 18 years in the league, then you damn sure not gonna get it now. Come on.
And then what I get upset at too, to add on to what Nick's saying, you know, these older players don't respect you, but not only that, you got to understand. Giannis gets way more respect than you do from everybody because he took the challenge. Giannis may never win a ring.
He got it from the mud, bro. He's building it from the mud, bro.
In high regards because Giannis said, you know what? I'm going to try to win with a Chris Middleton and all these guys.
Yep.
That's what the NBA was about growing up. It wasn't about I'm gonna go grab the two other best superstars on the team and we're gonna win. Like Isaiah can't wake up and say, I want Bird and I want Magic on this team. No,
you would have never seen Magic and Bird team up with each other at any time during that era at all.
You know why? You know why, Nick? Because they're two alpha males, bro. They two alpha males, bro.
And it's like, and it's not just that. It's like, okay, if I'm Magic or if I'm Bird, you know what I mean? I would want to beat the best players. I wouldn't want to play against them. I want to beat them just to show that I'm better than these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Rick Flair say to be the best, to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Bro, bro, I'm laughing because I was about to say something like that.
Nick, to be devil's advocate, do you think back then when Larry Bird and Magic, when all them times when those players like that were in the organizations they were in, do you think back then that they were more invested and in tune with those players, with Larry Bird and Magic, than they are right now with these players, which is why these players are like, well, let me take my own lane and figure out and create my own destiny rather than these GMs creating my legacy? Just a question.
Well, here's my answer to that is really, I think ever since LeBron started that little super team crap in 2011, that opened Pandora's box and it became a little monkey see, monkey do thing, and that overall destroyed the overall competitiveness in the NBA period. Not just, you know what I mean. You can create your own legacy. You know, whether you win a championship or not, dog. You can, it's great players that haven't won championships. Like you got Reggie Miller. You know what I mean. Patrick Ewing never won, dog. George Gervin never won, but is that going to take away from their greatness as a player overall? No, it's not.
Nope.
Right. I mean, listen, the players they have gone through all of these, different phases in the NBA to get to this point as to where, they can't control their own destiny. You know what I'm saying? Hey, do with it what you will. Like, I didn't really give a fuck about Miami getting together. I thought it was a little pathetic, but
my thing is
So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it comes down to the greatest shit, you know what I'm saying? You can't artificially just manufacture some shit, you know what I'm saying, and think you're gonna garner a
rose.
But my question is, My question is, do you think back then those GMs were more invested into their superstars than they are now?
No, they're invested in their superstars today. The problem is they manipulated free agency. The thing is, they're invested in their players. OKC was invested in Kevin Durant and Westbrook. The problem with them is they're a small market. So they're thinking, we make playoffs, cool. If we win, whatever. But as long as we make the playoffs, we're good. That's all they thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Mark Cuban was in Dirk Nowitzki. Mark Cuban, their market isn't real big. So they were going to get the players they could get and try to run it. Boston, same way. Boston was invested in Paul Pierce. At first, they were going to get rid of Paul Pierce, but then they were like, shoot. That's when KG was becoming unhappy because the organization in Minnesota was going a different direction. So he's like, we're going to trade you then. So he went to Boston. He could have went to LA to play with Kobe. So they're invested in their superstars, but at the same time, it's a business. They have to make sure that they stay under that luxury tax and they make sure that they're making enough money to stay afloat. So they're investing in you. If they're offering you the super max deal, which they've been doing to all these players the past years, they're saying we're invested in you. But the problem is these players don't have, I like to say, the balls to stand on their own 2 feet and try to go for that challenge. You know what I'm saying? They rather lose 80 or 100 million to go play with their homeboy, these other 2 superstars, when it's like, why? Where's the?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like players aren't competitive anymore. That's what I said. That little super team crap that LeBron started, that destroyed the overall competitiveness of the game because everybody was going up and forming these little dumbass super teams and shit. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, because the NBA, they still could.
Not to mention, you got a GM that don't give a damn.
Right.
I mean, a commissioner that don't give a damn about the game.
Right. See, there you go. Right.
The NBA, when that whole super team shit was going on, they could have found a way. The NBA was always entertaining to watch. It was always fun to watch. It was always something to wake up to, no matter who your favorite team was.
Exactly.
The NBA could have found a way to make the teams to be competitive in any kind of way.
But to me, it's not a super team. To me, it's just a bunch of dudes who were young, who didn't have the balls to keep fighting and wanting to do it on their own. So they came together to form a better team. That was it. But they only went 2-2 though. They went 2-2.
They underachieved.
And it was supposed to really, HD. It was really supposed to be Carmelo, LeBron, and Dwayne Wade, but Melo didn't. He didn't.
Melo said, "I'm gonna freaking try on my own."
Yeah, but that team wouldn't work because Melo would have punched LeBron in the mouth by game 5 or 10, and then he would have been traded. Right. Because you're not going to tell Melo what to do. You ain't going to talk to Melo any kind of way. Melo would have said,
a young Melo, a young Bron and Wade.
Man, Melo would have beat the hell out of him. He would have seen the bitch assness from LeBron. My bad. Go ahead and see.
Yeah, Sean, you see why LeBron didn't even bother to get Melo on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Because like HD said earlier, they probably would have clashed.
But C-10, I'm imagining in my head right now a young Melo and LeBron and Wade. I don't know.
Of course, okay, yes. On paper, it would have looked nice, yes.
On paper, it looks fantastic, but you got to see it on the court, though.
Listen, people gotta understand that, like LeBron, he gotta have his ball the ball in his hands all the time.
Thank you.
Exactly. Very true.
And Melo would have been like this in the post. He wouldn't be on the ball. He gonna try to do this layup in the lane, that slow ass layup he always do, and Melo gonna push the nigga in the mouth.
But Melo,
I agree with you on that, HD. Real talk.
But Melo wasn't buying that shit no ways. All them niggas Wade and them and Bosh and them and Brian and them, they all took pay cuts. Like that nigga Melo was not about to take no pay cut down. Like
what?
Out of everybody, Dwayne Wade took the most pay cut out of everybody.
He did.
Yeah, because D Wade a beta. Look what he with his chick. He's a beta.
We gonna leave that alone.
Oh,
I ain't leaving it alone. I ain't leaving it alone. I got over like 500 videos. All them things gonna be demonetized after they done with me. I'm gonna say how I feel.
They gonna be like Dwayne.
Say what you say.
Look at his trousers. Carmelo's an alpha, dog. Melo's an alpha.
Hell yeah.
Melo's not gonna take all that LeBron passive aggression crap. He gonna tell LeBron, shut your ass up, give me the ball, get over there, out my way. I got it.
Hey, Melo used to give LeBron the business.
Hey, but HD, you right though, bro. It's just like LeBron leaves betas around him now. He can't have no alpha males, bro.
Right, he can't
because he's a beta himself. That's why.
Right. Because LeBron because I know in LeBron's heart, LeBron wanted to go play with Kobe, but he wouldn't have been able to take that backlash of him going to play with Kobe on Kobe's team. He wouldn't have been able to take it. It would have crushed him. And he wanted to play with Kobe.
Kobe would have been treating LeBron like how he told Dwight Howard, "You a pussy, nigga. You a pussy."
No, but it wasn't Kobe or Dwight Howard. The problem was Nash hated Dwight Howard. Nash was the one beefing with him because I used to watch the games because my brother a Laker fan. Nash was about to fight Dwight Howard all the time on the sideline. Kobe just sitting there like this. Kobe just chilling. Kobe like this the whole time. He like this.
Like you don't even want to get me into this.
Hell no, you don't.
You can't even handle Nash.
Right. So
Steve Nash. Yeah.
I said this. I knew this before Cino talked about it. Because Cino and everybody was talking about D. Howard and Kobe had problems. I'm like, it wasn't Kobe or D. Howard. It was D. Howard and Steve Nash. They was the ones beefing. Everybody else.
Kobe didn't like Dwight Howard. He didn't like that motherfucker.
Well, I mean, more or less, Kobe was just trying to say, like, "Hey, nigga, this ain't Orlando, this LA." Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you better have some balls, nigga.
He said it best. Kobe was grooming Dwight Howard. He didn't want D. Howard to leave. He was grooming him to tell him, like T just said, this is LA. They will eat you up and chew you up and spit you out.
You better get some balls.
And if you can't take it, then
I mean, Kobe said a little more abrasive than that, you know what I'm saying? But it was like nice of him to even come, you know what I'm saying, try and kick some game to him. Like, look, nigga, just toughen up.
Dwight Howard fucked up when he left Orlando, dog.
Oh yeah, just toughen up, letting this white boy punk you. Come on.
He
fucked up when he left Orlando, bro.
Of course he did. He should have never left that.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Andrew?
What's up?
Is my mic hot? Is my mic hot?
Good. You good?
Who is that? Is that Andrew Walker? Walker?
Yeah. What's going on, Sean?
Oh, what's good, fam?
What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
I'm looking at your question, Andrew. You talking about if Kobe and LeBron played each other in the finals?
I was asking how y'all think that series would have won.
That shit would have 4-0. 4-0.
The first year, the first year they probably would have won like 4-1 or 4-2 because LeBron.
A gentleman sweep.
Yeah, because Pau Gasol, that series would have been easier for Pau Gasol than the Celtics series because the Cavs weren't physical like that.
No, they're not out. Nah.
Physical. If they would have played the Cavs, they would have beat the Cavs the first year. I keep telling people because the Cavs weren't that physical.
Yeah. I'm saying 4-0.
They were more of a finessing offense than physical.
I got 4-0 because you got the Black Mamba. You know, you want to challenge LeBron like, nah, nigga, come on.
Come
Hold
on.
up. What you said, T? I didn't hear you.
No, I just see Kobe busting all kind of jumpers on him. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Who's
don't even
guarding
know.
Kobe?
Shit, nobody.
I mean, who y'all think they putting on Kobe?
They gonna
They
listen.
gonna
Free
they
agent.
gonna they
Like
gonna
who
try
was
to
on
put
there?
Nobody
LeBron
on
on him
Kobe
for a
for
little
sure.
bit, but it ain't gonna do
Yeah,
no good.
Kobe
yeah.
would tear
It
that
ain't gonna do
ass
no
up
good.
every time,
You think
man.
LeBron would have took that? But like, I'll guard him, or y'all think he would have been like, yo,
He would
what's
have
his name? Got
switched
him.
off on the Kobe,
LeBron
but he wouldn't have
LeBron was
guarded
scared to
Kobe.
guard
He would
Kobe.
have
He
switched
wouldn't
off
have
on
guarded
Kobe
Kobe
and
right
busted
on.
his ass as he
Okay.
always
But I
did.
know
Kind
this
of
for
like with
sure.
KD. Kind of
I
like with
know
KD
Kobe
in the
wouldn't have been
playoffs.
going
He would have
LeBron.
hold on. He would
Nigga,
have switched off on. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Shit.
yeah,
Kind of
like
like
if
with
they
Kobe
coming
had no
down the court
problem
on the
guarding
fast
LeBron.
break and he just
Yeah.
happens to catch Kobe, like he'll check him in and shit, but he ain't gonna be his
But
assignment.
as far as
Kind of
assignment,
like
nah,
KD.
If he
defensive
Kind of
switches
like
assignment.
off on
when
Kobe is gonna bust his
Right.
Kobe
ass every
said
time.
Kobe
He'll
the
pick
said
same
up
way
Always
like
did
Melo was
with
the
like
KD
that.
in
hardest
the
nigga that he
playoffs.
had to guard.
I mean, that
Kobe said
finals.
himself, Kobe said Melo was the hardest nigga he had to guard, bro. He never said or mentioned LeBron was the hardest person he had to guard, bro. He
I don't know.
never
I kind of
mentioned
felt
that.
like he said KD. He was the only guy to figure out.
KD,
But yeah,
Melo,
he probably said it.
No, I say
he
the
never
hardest
pointed out
guy
LeBron.
the hardest guys for Kobe to guard was Melo and Paul Pierce because they had that big body
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
Yeah.
could
Paul
body
Pierce,
him up in the
Kate
post.
And
Mello. Yeah, that
Melo
makes
used
sense.
to give Denver Melo used to give LeBron the business, nigga. The business.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh
Kobe,
yeah.
but
I don't
Kobe
give
Melo
a
gave him the
He used to
For
give
business
him
sure,
the
because
because
of
you
how
got
business,
to
they
bro.
factor
played.
in he had post up game, he can shoot, he dribble. So
And
Melo
he would
is a
talk
bad
shit
passer.
in his face.
Melo used to hit game winners on LeBron, dog, all the
man,
time.
Yeah.
Melo
LeBron,
every
that's a
time in
bad
Denver.
matchup for LeBron is too
Oak
his core is too weak. He can't go against a guy like Melo. Melo's core is too strong. And that's why Paul Pierce used to kill him. Because Paul Pierce backed him down all the time. And Paul Pierce be like, oh, this nigga weak. Turn around.
Right, like yeah.
That's it.
Right, like Kobe said, man. Like Kobe said in his book,
Blousers.
he cannot handle physical contact. He can't.
Right.
Nah.
He's not
game
physical.
blouses.
Man, I was laughing because I think I heard Sean, you guys talking about if what is it, if LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Carmelo teamed up, how that would have went. I'm just sitting here laughing because I'm just like, man, how those timeouts would have been. Because I'm just trying to, because you know how on timeouts he be having the coaches be trying to act like they coach. He
Dude,
be like drawing up plays. I'm like, man, Carmelo would have been snapping on those timeouts.
Mario Chalmers cussed this dude out. Melo gonna slap him and punch him in the
Melo
mouth.
gonna be giving him the business on those
Melo
timeouts.
don't like that passive aggressiveness, dog. He don't like it. I'm telling you, because remember when Kobe was going back and forth with LeBron, busting his ass, Melo was over there laughing. He was looking at him like, man, why ain't you just give me the ball, dog? Like shit.
Hey, Dan, had they team up, man, this would be a whole different discussion if we talking about now. We'd be talking about, man, remember that one time when they was when they teamed up together and Carmelo smacked LeBron or something? This would be a whole different
Yeah, but it
discussion right now.
wouldn't work because if it was just Wade, Melo, effective.
I can see that.
Yeah, Wade would work for both of
I
them.
can see Wade and Melo being a force.
Right.
Oh man, when a problem.
Because LeBron, he dominates the ball too much. And if you don't play well off the ball, you are gonna punch this guy in the mouth. Like Melo need the ball in his hand. He's a scorer, he's a facade on that Alvon on that post. The guy footwork amazing for that size. He wants the ball. Move the hell out.
Yo.
Hey, also had let's say Carmelo would have went to the Miami like the same way LeBron did. Had he went there, man, he would have Dwayne Wade, he wouldn't have had to pay for everything. Carmelo would have paid his half. He'd have been like, "Yeah, I got you, bro." Y'all remember that? Right. Like I thought you had it.
Hey, I'm finna go ahead out right now. You know, I gotta wake up in the morning.
All right, Nick.
All right, Nick. Be cool, man. Be safe,
Nick,
bro.
Y'all be
take it
safe,
easy,
bro.
bro.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, see, it's like a nigga
Nick
like
had to
Wade,
take the
LeBron.
gulag.
He was as good as Wade. You know, Wade is a dude, he can just catch the ball at the top of the key and go. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron can't do that. You know what I'm saying? He can't do that. Like Wade can get to the basket in a couple dribbles. You know what I'm saying? Like get by the defender, do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron can't do that.
Dwayne Wade dunked on Varejao, y'all. That shit was crazy.
Oh yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah, that was.
Oh man,
was that after his injury?
I don't know when it was. He dunked on him though. Like
I remember he caught a body right after his injury, and I said, "God damn, Dwayne Wade is back."
I don't know.
HD said, I don't know what it was.
Shit, man, I remember
shit, Wade used to give LeBron the business too, man. When Miami and Cleveland played, man, he used to show out on that ass.
Wade used to expose that nigga all the time, bro.
All the time,
all the time, nigga. They don't want. Hey, LeBron fans don't want to talk about that shit though.
Hey, speaking of that,
Kevin Durant gave LeBron the business when he was.
I was gonna say, don't Cino got a video coming? He said something about Dwayne Wade and LeBron faced each other in summer league or something. So I'm interested in seeing that. He said they took it down.
There was a lot of niggas that used to expose LeBron, but they never like that.
He said he really.
Hold on.
What happened?
What you saying, man?
That they got delay.
Yeah, but somebody cases too thin.
No, go ahead.
The nigga ain't got all the money, man. Hold on.
That chick from the live.
Hold on.
24 hours to live, base.
What the hell?
Your boy Rip used to give him the business too.
Yeah, HD. There's a lot of niggas that exposed.
There's a lot of dudes who used to give him the business. That's why I just sit back. People be like, he owned Kevin Durant, and I'm like, dog. Every time I watched it, Kevin Durant was dropping 30 on this dude's head.
On his head,
like on purpose.
Yeah, like KD would just be looking like this guy's easy. Like for real, like KD had that look like this dude easy.
Bro, whenever you can just straight up just shoot in the face of a nigga with the clock going down in the finals and shit, that you have no fear of that nigga whatsoever, Dad.
even in
the Nets team after y'all ejected Kyrie and Kevin Durant was on minute restrictions. So you're happy about that win? Okay. But anyway.
And even in the OKC, I'm like, man, whenever he played with OKC in the finals, I'm like, dog, he's giving all them. And Dwayne Wade was taking the challenge. Y'all remember? Dwayne Wade was trying to guard Kevin Durant. I'm like, LeBron, if you don't get your ass on him.
Shane Battier and Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, Shane Battier.
Were trying to guard him. Kevin Durant was killing them. What messed him up was James Harden was choking and Westbrook was turning into Westbrook.
Man, they were young, man. They kind of overachieved and shit. You know what I'm saying? Lakers, they beat San Antonio and the Lakers. You know what I'm saying?
They lost to San Antonio.
All that being said, he still was averaging like 35 points. KD was a problem, man.
Man, KD always been a problem.
KD is currently a problem.
Yeah, right. They hate on KD because he's a problem. They got to talk about him. Hey, man, he's a problem.
Steph Curry used to give KD that business too. We ain't gonna sleep on that. Curry used to give KD the business.
Curry did some shots on him and stuff, but
it's not like they was.
HD.
Used to kill
KD and Westbrook used to get cooked by Steph Curry, nigga. We ain't gonna cap on that shit.
We rarely guarded him. The guy who was Westbrook was busting Curry ass all the time.
Hell no.
Westbrook was taking
Anytime.
him to the hole and dunking on
Curry
him.
and Westbrook
You
used to
talking about
go
the OKC years?
Yeah,
Which year?
Westbrook
Okay.
was giving Curry
Steph
the
Curry used
piss.
to cook
Curry
Russell
would have
Westbrook.
the last laugh with the shot, but the majority of the game, dog, Westbrook was getting in that light-skinned nigga ass.
Nah, nigga.
Yes, he was. Go back and watch the film. Go back and watch that film. See, that's why you laughing. Go back and watch that film. Westbrook go like this.
Hey.
I mean, hey, Steph might have got the last laugh and shit. You know what I'm saying? But fucking
nigga. Steph Curry used to cook them OKC niggas, man. He used to cook them niggas.
Cooking them niggas, dog. Dude,
not like
was
that,
giving
bro.
him the business. Samurai, Miami had their full listen. Let me break it down to you, troll, because you're a LeBron fan and you guys are happy because y'all think that win solidifies y'all as the better team.
Try to win Game 7 in Brooklyn.
KD was on minutes restriction. Miami has their full team right now, no minute restrictions. So, of course, they put up a better fight, and they whooped y'all ass anyway. So, what is you talking about? What did Drummond do that game against Bam? Or did he play? I don't think he played because he had a toe jam.
Wait a minute. Is niggas trying to claim that victory, that game last night?
You already know, bro. You already know.
They're trying to poke their chest out.
What are you even talking about? Like, LeBron didn't even play, right? LeBron didn't play last night.
LeBron didn't play.
He talking about
the game is a wash.
No, he talking about the Lakers as a whole, but I'm trying to tell him, like, dude,
now he talking about he really a Kobe fan.
Y'all was gonna lose the game if Kyrie didn't get thrown out the game. Y'all were finna get blown out in the third and fourth quarter. It was about to be over, and they came and the ref did what they hoe ass always do: interfere at the wrong time.
Yeah, because they were down by 4 when he got ejected.
I was watching the game when we were on the back chat last night, dude. You guys were going to lose that game. They kicked Kyrie out the game because Schroeder probably tried to touch his booty and touch his private part with his sweet self. And Kyrie like, look, dude,
this flat earth,
kick your ass, dog. Don't let that flat earth mess play with you. I will hit you in your mouth. And Schroeder was over there like, man, what you talking about? I just want to play the game. Let me play with the balls. And he like, dog, don't talk to me like that, you black mother. I'm not snatching that gold off your ass. You don't care. So that's what happened.
Would you say he tried to sprinkle that fairy dust on him?
Yeah. I'm going to knock that little gold stripe he got in his head. Kyrie about to knock that bitch off.
Golden fairy.
Get your Tinkerbell looking tail on ain't going on. Don't you like boys too?
Remember, Schroeder was playing with E. Howard.
Oh yeah.
Oh, don't you like hamsters too?
Man, I would never forget, man.
Don't you climb trees?
That nigga Michael Peters was sliding down that what is it? What was he at Disney World sliding down the little thing screaming? Michael Peters.
No, motherfucker,
like,
got bills and shit.
Last night, Steve Nash messed that whole game up. You should have kept Durant coming off the bench to get himself right again. If he would have,
Joe Harris had a bad game too.
Right, and he's only played one game, so I don't get why people are going crazy. Like, we blew y'all out. It's like, yeah, you should have. They're not good because you kicked Kyrie out the game. And then Durant was on minutes restriction.
James Harden wasn't playing.
Right. So it's like, dude, y'all played, and then they were playing LaMarcus Aldridge too much. They should have played the young bucks, Alizé and Claxton more.
Because if James Harden was playing, they would have won.
Oh, easy. You got Miami coming out the East. I mean, I picked Miami to come out the East before the year, so I agree with you.
I'm with you. I got Miami. I got Miami and Brooklyn in the Eastern Conference. I'm not changing
Right.
it.
But that game
That's
last
going
night,
7 though. That's going 7. Yeah, that's going
I
7.
picked Miami before the year to come out the East. Me and C Penn said it.
That'll be shoot.
While everybody was jumping on the Nets, and I think T picked somebody else because he didn't pick the Nets. None of us picked the Nets but now they got James Harden, so this is a whole different dynamic.
Yeah,
James Harden is the point guard. And
all I want James to do is just perform in the playoffs. That's it.
But he really don't have to.
Yeah, but
All
you don't have
James got to do is facilitate. All James got to do is facilitate and let Flat Earth play the game. Let him play like the Earth is really flat. Don't tell him it's round. Tell him that it's flat. It's not the globe either. It's the flat little map that you used to put together in class. That's what he needed his house.
I mean, it's perfect for Harden. Like, I've said this consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like, Harden is a number 2. You know what I'm saying?
Or 3. Or 3 at best.
All I know is if KD is fine for the playoffs, it's over. all if Harden and Kyrie, that's plus. But if KD is healthy, ready to go for the playoffs, you can forget about it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's different. When I picked Miami, they didn't have James Harden. Now that they got James Harden, he don't have to do nothing. Yeah. Kyrie, that makes Kyrie's job even easier. Kyrie, ooh, I don't have to pass y'all niggas the ball. Give me the ball, move, dribble, fade away, wet. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's it.
For real, you know what I'm saying? And like, fucking, you ain't got to worry about that nigga.
That boy
James.
C and let world be flat cooked.
I would like to see Giannis and KD go at it, and Jimmy Butler and KD go at it. That would be nice.
Yeah, but the Heat are going to give them problems because LaMarcus Aldridge can't contain no Bam.
Nah, Bam gonna go off.
All right, Bam gonna kill him, and then Bam got the mid-range shot.
DeAndre, what you say? You said they got who? They got DeAndre. They got
HD got mentioned this too. Bam is healthy.
They're saving DeAndre for the playoffs, dog. This is what they're doing. They're saving DeAndre for the playoffs because they didn't play him the other night. They're not going to play him probably in these games coming up. They're going to play the young guys, which is Claxton and Alizé Johnson, so they can be their rim protectors in the playoffs. They're young. They're mobile. They can move. They can guard on the switches better than DeAndre. DeAndre's long in the tooth.
Who's I'm just trying to compare, like not compare, but I'm just trying to see both sides of the like who are the Heat's bigs and who are the Nets? What is the Nets bigs?
The Heat are real small, but they just got Bam in the middle. Bam is wide.
So when Bam sits on the bench, then they go small.
Yeah.
Right.
No. But they got Depot now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Depot hurt. I think Depot
hurt again.
Yeah, he got hurt again.
Yeah, he got hurt. He got hurt trying to dunk on somebody.
How long he gonna be out? How long he gonna be out?
Damn, they saying Miami Heat declined to say if Oladipo will play again this season, and Hero is injured too. Tyler Hero hurt too.
Tyler hurt too?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
they just
got
like everybody back healthy.
Yeah, right. Hero hasn't really. It seems like he hasn't found a rhythm yet. Like getting back, it seems like he's been like kind of in and out, injuries.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't really found a rhythm all year. Like that game the other night, Hero played against Blazers. Oh, he good. He just picked up.
He banged up or something?
Oh no, this who they got. See, they got a dude named Precious Achua. That nigga bigger than Adebayo. He like 7 feet.
Oh, I think the dude that been playing all year, the rookie.
Yeah, with the dreads.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Nice, that's why I picked to go to the championship because they got him on the low. They got him out the draft. Nobody knows about him.
And they can slide Bam to the 4.
He said the last time we got Lakers and Nets finals, Cameron's song, "Oh Boy," was the hottest song on
That's
TV.
hilarious.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's hilarious.
That's facts. Yeah, but that Nets team is different than it. That Nets team, it was basically us.
Yep. Even though they don't got really good, they got
Cam was on
pretty good rim
blam.
protectors, but they perimeter game and they wing defenders. Them niggas can defend, bro.
I don't think the Lakers gonna make the final, Samurai. I got the Clippers getting. I got the Clippers of the
You got the Clip joint.
Nuggets. I got the Clippers of the Nuggets coming out of that because the Nuggets every year get better when the playoffs come.
Yeah, it's just what that coach go do because he be tripping, man.
Well, yeah, he be tripping.
Yeah, to the offense, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What's up with Kyler Murray? I mean, not Kyler Murray. Is it Jamal on the Nuggets?
Murray?
Yeah.
Jamal Murray is who we thought he was, and we let him off the hook.
Yeah, Jamal, man, it's just like I gotta see in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's always been last year. His regular seasons be okay, but he turns it up in the playoffs. He's done that the last 2 years.
You know who he is, T? He Deron Williams, dog. They always have that up and down, and when the playoffs start, they play better.
Man,
he does remind you. I never even thought about that, but he does remind you a lot of Deron.
My brother said the other night, man, he was like, "Man, you know who that light ass nigga Darren Williams, nigga." I'm like, right, that nigga is like him too, and he do be up and down with his shit. Yeah, weird as hell, weird. Look like they play with little toys or something in the back, and they draw something. Look like they grew up like that.
The crazy thing wasn't those Utah Jazz, and this is what we were talking about with me and Sigla with the other night. We was talking about Kobe playing in those West when a lot of those West teams were like 50 and plus. Wasn't like they like the 6th seed or something going to those playoffs, and they were like 50 plus one team.
Shit, the Jazz, I think were in the top 5 or top 4. The Jazz were always in like the top 3 or 4 teams,
and they were playing against like the Trailblazers or something like that.
When it was him and Karolinko, they was a solid playoff team. You know what I'm saying?
Dan Williams, AK,
Carlos Boozer,
and Deron Williams. Okur was there. Yeah, Okur was there.
Okur was there.
Yep. Because they used to be giving it to the Lakers every time they played the Lakers.
Yep. Yeah, you knew you was gonna they was gonna play tough and shit. You know what I'm saying, for a bunch of white boys and shit. And Deron Williams used to get busy, boy. He used to get busy.
Ain't no hit the game winner.
Yeah, but I think Jamal Murray gonna get to the playoffs like T said and just ball out because he does this every year. He sucks in the regular season. He play like his girl cheated on him. And then when the playoffs start, he back to playing like Murray.
Yeah,
he got himself a new girl.
We'll see.
The first year he did it, I was like, wow. You know, like I didn't know this kid was that good.
Right. This boy said
last year that was crazy between him and Donovan Mitchell was going out in that first round. I was like, God damn.
I mean the year before that.
Because he played against the Spurs. They had a great series.
That was a crazy series.
The best series of the playoffs.
Yeah.
They was going at it. And Murray put them niggas.
They were like in double overtimes and shit. I'm like, God damn, I know these teams got to be tired.
It was just like Utah series. The Spurs won, and then them niggas won the last 2 games to win the series. They were down 3-2, and they came and beat them niggas. It was the same thing like with everybody else.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with them. Them niggas just be like, all right, we down 3-1 to 3-2. All right, hold my beer. It's time to play.
Yeah.
Time to ball out now.
Give me the Natalie. All right. I'm good, man. Let's get out of here. Let's go.
Nigga, the Pistons used to do that shit too, man. They used to kill me going down 3-2.
They did.
And like, man, why y'all want to do this?
Right.
Oh man.
His boy said the Lakers in 6 in all Western playoffs. No, not if y'all meet Denver. Not if y'all meet Denver. That's bullshit.
We gotta see guys gonna be.
Shit. As it stands, y'all niggas in the Pistons right now.
What's going on with AD?
I think they said he'll be back in a week or something.
Yeah, it said between 10 and 14 days. But hell, he's not gonna be in basketball shape, silly.
What'd you say, Sean?
What's his?
I said he's still trying to cut his unibrow.
When do the playoffs start?
The playoffs start in because they got the playoff game in May.
May 9th.
Okay. May 9th. Okay.
Yeah, y'all go make the playoffs. I ain't talking about no damn finals.
What's he coming back from again? Because I don't watch basketball.
A vaginal tear. You got vajayjay.
Yeah, bleeding from the vajayjay is not good.
It's not good.
I think they said like a calf injury or Achilles.
When they be bleeding from their vajayjay, I don't want to hear that shit.
Right.
Yeah, because he coming back from because he came into the season like out of shape, right?
Yeah, he
after
came
that championship.
They all did.
So I've heard.
They lost. That's why they played the easiest schedule like in history.
Man, last year was even easy.
Yeah, so it was like,
y'all remember Clippers? I remember when was it right around New Year's, like they had to like fly like into like into the night and like go to another city and play or so. I was like, man, they were playing all the tough teams and playing all the tough schedule. I'm like, damn. And I'm looking at the Lakers schedule. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So to me, I'm like, man, Lakers seem like they've had a kind of easy schedule for like the last 2-3 years, maybe.
Bro. It's about design.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, but there ain't no bubble this year. Ain't no bubble this year. You gotta travel.
Yeah.
Especially you gotta go in that altitude in Denver, nigga. You gotta play.
Yep. Facts.
So I don't want to hear all that bubble shit. Nope.
We need the money. Need the money.
Yeah, boy, I better watch out for Utah too.
Gotta see the money's gonna be there.
They're gonna starting later and going later into the summer now. That how it's gonna go. No more April, because April used to be the beginning of the playoffs and shit.
Yeah.
It'd be around this time the playoffs be starting.
Yep. But I don't know if they're gonna start in December again next year.
They gonna have.
Well, they lessened the games too by 10, right?
Yeah, because remember it was 82, too, so right? this year's 72. So they did. Yeah. So the NBA, the NBA finna get their money back, man. They finna do 82 game season next year. Cause they lost so much money.
They're gonna turn it right back around. So have the season start in October and all of that shit again. Like, is this about to go into what? July? This is gonna go into July.
Yep, because the playoff game is in May 9th or 10th or something like that.
The playoffs start.
Then the playoffs start what, 2 weeks after that?
Playoffs usually end in June. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but shoot, they finna go past June. They gonna be like in July, like you said, T.
Yeah.
And then after that, then you got the draft. Because the draft gonna be like in August or something like that. Then hell, got October, November. So shit, probably gonna start again in December again.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no summer. That's what they frustrated about. They ain't getting no summer.
Right.
That's what the union was complaining about. Like, damn, we ain't getting no summers off.
Yeah, no.
I'm just trying to think randomly. How old is AD?
AD's probably what, 28 now?
You said 28?
Yeah, like 27, 28.
Yeah, he should be in his late 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, he should be in
Okay,
his
gotcha.
late 20s.
Anthony Davis, aka Mr. JJ,
AKA Humpty Dumpty.
Yep. Yeah, he's 28 from
Yeah.
Chicago, Illinois.
That nigga 28. Damn.
From
I didn't know he
Chicago,
was 28.
Illinois, Anthony JJ Davis.
And boy said Lakers will be singing. We gonna make it all the way to the finals. I better hope so. From the fifth seed, because I ain't going no higher.
Like we just said, the NBA got to get all their bread back. They gonna put the boys in the finals, man.
It's gonna be the man, but see, every time they do that shit, nobody watch that stuff.
Well, when they do it too, it hurts. I mean, it's like, man, it's too evident. It's like, dog, something's going on. Because even in the Nuggets, I mean, all them series, like you can name it pretty much. Where you're like, you can remember a game. You're like, man, what the hell?
They not promoting the me, you, T, or Andre, or all of us. See, they promoting to the dumb casuals.
Yeah,
because they know they're not watching, so they know they're gonna watch the highlights.
Watching for that stuff. That's why when a casual try to argue with me about LeBron, I just look at him stupid. Like, if you feel that way, okay. Where do you got him ranked at? He's not in my top 50, bro.
Yeah, they got the highlights on there.
Well, I'll be a hater then.
Like 10-minute highlights.
I'll be that.
I'll be that.
I'll be that. Shoot, what you want me to say? I'm not finna cry about it just because everybody said the soup is good. The soup is good. The soup is good, bitch. It's trash to me. I don't want that weak soup.
Instead of
what do you know is funny, you bastard? That was my part. Dude was looking at him, AT, dude was looking at him like, you know damn well that it ain't funny.
Wait, isn't the NFL draft coming up?
April 29th, baby. I can't wait for it.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Watching it.
Yep.
But what y'all think about it, man? Do y'all? I don't like none of these quarterbacks.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, to be honest with you, though, HD. I mean, they all right though. They not off the charts. Like, man, I'll get him. Hey, they'll be all right.
I don't even think they all right, dog. I don't think they're ready. They below average.
Yeah,
I think
exactly. I think they got some more.
Got a lot of buzz that's going to be in this draft.
You might be right, man. I think everybody. I mean, I honestly think everybody's probably because like a lot of kids didn't play this year, so they like this is about to be a blind little draft right quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that pandemic messed everything up. So, like I said, I mean, the quarterback's all right though. I feel like Fields shouldn't have stayed another year. That's just my opinion. Because I agree with you too.
I don't think Fields is bad as everybody trying to make him.
No. It's not the bad part. It's just like he doesn't have he needs to work on his intangibles though, bro. He needs to know how to read the field.
Yeah, he got more to learn.
He just take off. He just take off, and I seen that in the championship game. It's like, damn, nigga, you're not even looking at the field, bro. You just taking off. So that's what I'm saying, AZ. I ain't saying he trash, but I think with another year, he would be better.
I think
if Fields go to the right coach in the system, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine. I'm not saying, to me, he just reminds me of Jason Campbell. He's a solid QB. He's not a superstar. He's not going to go up or down. He's just going to be the same. If
complementary pieces around him.
Right. If you put some pieces around him and have a great defense, I mean, dog, you can win without a quarterback. The Ravens proved it.
Tampa Bay proved it.
They
When we
proved
had Brad Johnson trash
right. You
ass.
had Brad Johnson,
That's a
right?
lot of work.
The Giants back in the day proved it. I mean, Phil Simms was good, but I mean, Phil Simms was better than Kenny Stabler or Dan Marino, but he was good.
Remember they had Jeff Hostetler?
Right. So it's like Hostetler came in there and did the job too, and you was like, man, Hostetler looked a little better than Simms.
Man, I thought Hostetler was
Hey
trash.
man, what happened with the what happened with Steve McNair when he was on those Ravens? Speaking of, like the 06 Ravens.
Please stop capping that white boy. Trash.
How long did Steve How long did Steve McNair play on those Ravens? Speaking of those, when he went over there,
he only
for a
played
couple of years.
I think.
Maybe
2 years.
Yeah,
Didn't he play 2 years?
Because I thought that was exactly the quarterback they kind of needed when he got him. I was like, "Yep, that's
Steve was the truth
pretty
though,
much
bro.
what they needed." Because I said the whole time, I said, "Man, all they needed was a quarterback," and they got Steve. I was like, "Okay."
Steve at that point was old. He was done.
Yeah.
They didn't have the Steve like the MVP year Steve. If they had him, they'd have been straight.
Yeah, man, that pissed me off, man. That old Jeff Fisher stupid ass ain't never put no pieces
He
around.
still managed the game better than me than who was it, Bolger or not Bolger, Bollinger or something like that. Whoever it had.
Kyle Bollinger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. He wasn't
trash.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. But
I know Kyle Bowler was trash.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, he wasn't that good. He was garbage truck juice.
Oh yeah, because that Ravens defense, they were, oh my gosh, they was on that other level.
Yeah, they was.
They pretty much won a lot of those games too. I'm like, damn, defense winning games. I'm like, okay, that's when you know they real.
Oh yeah, I mean you talking about Ray Lewis, Doug, and T Suggs. That's just a nightmare.
T Suggs gave my a lot of problems.
I knew T Suggs was good when he was at one year at Arizona State.
I think so.
I can't remember.
T Sizzle was a beast.
You know, like one of them dudes on the Monsters, man. That dude was a problem.
Oh yeah, that Negro was ugly, yo.
Yo, you gotta see him and Ray, Doug. That's ugly, Doug.
And Reed too, man.
And you got Reed in the backfield picking your stuff off now, bro.
And remember they had an older version, but he was still with too. Was the prime time.
Yep, he played
Deion Sanders.
Yep,
he played at Arizona State. Yep, I knew it.
Yeah, prime time Deion Sanders.
Off the screen. The Packers, y'all don't need a shutdown corner. Y'all need a quarterback with balls. Y'all got the team.
Don't they got their quarterback? They draft quarterback. They did drafted last year or something to eventually replace Rodgers or something.
Jordan Love,
Jason Love. Love will be all right.
He said Jason Love.
Whatever his name is, whatever first name is,
same difference.
He gonna be all right.
Man, y'all need the Packers. Y'all got a good team. Y'all need a better quarterback. That's all y'all need.
And they can use some better linebackers, man. They got a crop of white boys back there, man.
Who's their head coach again?
I mean, the defense really wasn't bad. The defense was ranked high this year.
It was straight, man. Them dudes so stiff in the middle in the linebacker.
Man. It's just they had an inconsistent pass rush though.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Packers, man, they've always been a team that kind of like, I won't say cheat, but man, they always get the favor of calls from the refs to me. Like it always seemed like even back then when Randy Moss used to play with the Vikings. I'm like, y'all remember that one year? What was it, the last game where the refs were like, I guess the Minnesota basically scored a touchdown to go to the playoffs, and then they got eliminated because they were like, we can't review the play or something like that. And clearly on the play, got a touchdown to win the game. And next thing you know, Green Bay Packers advance. I'm like, man, and they've done that a couple of times through the years, but I'm not saying they're good. They're definitely a good team. Don't like last year they're a good team. They have everything that you guys are saying. I'm just saying like they seem like they get the favor calls. Same thing with my Steelers this year. Like I was telling HD through them games. I'm like, man, as much as I love my Steelers, there are some games where the refs are just like, all right, bro. I'm like, man, we kind of got away.
Y'all problem has always been Big Ben. Y'all should have got rid of Big Ben
Oh yeah,
Ben should have left this year,
yeah,
bro.
Y'all would have
yeah.
been straight. Y'all would have been straight. Y'all got the talent. I don't know what it is about y'all Steelers. Y'all always draft linebackers and receivers. I don't care what year it is. Y'all, we got receivers and we got the linebackers. We're ready to go. Let's go, boy. Woo! Y'all ready. Y'all are ready. Every year the Steelers draft linebackers and wide receivers. All the time. Y'all have a slew of them. Samurai, man, you still believe in Aaron Rodgers, man? Aaron Rodgers is a joke artist, bro. I don't believe.
Keep believing in a 1-6 dude that's
even when they played the Seahawks the one year. Remember, it was 2 years ago against Russell.
They were
Russell
blowing
Wilson.
them out. They were blowing
and Russell
them
Wilson
out in the second half. I don't know what they did. They just collapsed.
No, you remember they didn't get a ball back to Russell Wilson? Because remember they converted the fourth down and the at the end of the game. I'm like, man, get the hell. I'm like, I knew they didn't want to. Yeah, they didn't want to give it back to Russell Wilson because they knew he was a problem. Yeah, because he was coming. He was getting in the. He got in the rhythm in the zone. It was like they can't stop him. And next thing you know, they converted the fourth down. I said, oh, yep, know what it is. And that's why they got destroyed, I think, the next week against the 49ers. And that's what they get. But yeah, the Packers are straight. They just like you said,
give them a couple of pass rush and get them a corner. They'll be all right. It just what Aaron Rodgers gonna do.
Man, Aaron Rodgers is choking.
Because he'll throw them numbers. He throw them numbers in the regular season. When them playoffs start, nope.
Man, he's a poor man's version of Peyton Manning, dog. He a great regular season quarterback. He get to the playoffs, dog. His cherry pop. So it is what it is. We done seen this
what's
before.
Up with is what's his name in the draft? The dude from Alabama, that wide receiver.
Yeah, he is Devontae
Smith. Yeah,
Devontae Smith.
They got the other guy rated over in Waddle.
They got him rated over him, like now, or
they got Waddle. They got Waddle over him.
When I see Devontae Smith, I said, I think he might be a better one.
All of them. He just stay healthy. The tight end from Florida, Kyle Pitts, he like 6'6" and 240.
Yeah,
Jerry trying to get him.
Who's the quarterbacks in this draft? I know y'all said Fields. Who else? Trevor Lawrence.
There's Zach Wilson. The quarterback from Alabama.
Mac Jones.
The other dude, I can't think of his name. Trevor Lance or something like that.
You talking about Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, no, not Lawrence. It's the other guy.
Travis. What college?
Hold on, let me see. The quarterback. Yeah, it's Trey Lance from North Dakota State, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, and Trevor Lawrence. Those are top QBs.
Okay, Lance, I seen some highlights of him. He's pretty decent.
I don't think I know. Is he small or a big quarterback?
I think Lance by like 6'2", 6'3", something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
AT.
Yo.
You saw that You saw that number. You saw episode 4 yet?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What you think of it? Might as well get your thoughts on it, man.
Yeah, what's your thoughts
Man.
on it? We got to hit a big homie.
Yo, that shit was incredible, dog.
That's what me and AG basically said. We came on a live with the other day.
Yeah, like I mean, like they had blood on the bottom of the shield.
The
Like
shield,
that,
yeah.
that shit was ill as fuck. That shit was ill as fuck, man. I'm like,
Man,
yes.
I was telling my
I'm
partners,
like,
I said, shoot, white boys can't handle them drugs,
you
man.
catch?
Can't handle them
Did y'all
drugs, man.
did y'all catch how the